बंदिशें, फिर भी दूर आसमान में अपनी जगह बनाऊंगी मैं। हाँ, गर्व है मुझे, मैं नारी हूँ। भले ही परंपरावादी जंजीरों से बांधे दुनिया के लोग पैर मेरे, फिर भी उस जंजीरों को तोड़ जाऊंगी। मैं किसी से कम नहीं, सारी दुनिया को दिखाऊंगी। हाँ, गर्व है मुझे, मैं नारी हूँ।
Welcome everyone. It is my pleasure to extend my warm welcome to the celebration of the International Women's Day 2024. Yesterday we had one part of the celebration and we have witnessed a great cultural program after that. So today it is our second day and I am delighted to have our esteemed guests of honor, our director sir and all the associate deans and deans of our institute who have been an inspiration always and have come forward to our auspicious day celebration. And as my friend echoed and recited, so the message is long and clear: the hand that holds the cradle, the mother of tomorrow. A woman is capable to shape the destiny of the civilization. So, to begin our program, I would request everyone, our dignitaries and guests of honor, to kindly grace the dais.
I would request our Professor Shangumitra Ray, Chairperson of International Women's Day IIT Kharagpur, to grace us in the dais.
I would now request our respected Registrar Sir, Captain Amit Jain, to come and grace the dais. I think, he is not there present. Next.
So we are very much delighted to have our honorable guests of honor. I would request Padma Shri Dr. Indira Chakraborty to please grace us on the dais.
Next, I would request our second guest of honor, Advocate Namrata Chadha, to grace the dais.
Now I would request our Honorable Director, Sir, Professor V.K. Tiwari, to kindly grace the dais.
বিশ্বে যা কিছু মহান সৃষ্টি চিরকল্যাণকর, অর্ধেক তার গড়ি আছে নারী, অর্ধেক তার নর. It is indeed undebatable that for getting a bias-free developed society, the contribution of both men and women hand in hand can help us attain the Vikshit Bharat, and no stereotype or bias could refrain them from putting the best potential in them, and then only we can get the supreme developed society that we want.
As we move to begin the auspicious occasion, we would like to mention the campaign of the theme, Inspire Inclusion, emphasizing importance of diversity, culture in all aspects of society, even at workplace. We will enlighten ourselves today by inspiring talks by our honorable guests through their journey as a woman.
Now we would proceed to the beginning of the auspicious occasion by the ceremonial lighting of the lamp. I would request our dignitaries to kindly go towards the lamp. I would additionally request Professor Koel Chaudhary, Associate Dean Student Affairs, to kindly come up for the lamp lighting. Professor Deepa Dubey, Dean RSG OIPL, to kindly join us for the lamp lighting. Professor Amita Pathak, Chairperson Institute Women's Cell, to kindly I would request Ma'am Srimati Lakshmi Tiwari to come up and join the auspicious lamp lighting. I would also request Professor Shoibal Gupta, Associate Dean of Science, to come up for the join for the lamp lighting. Asato ma sadgamaya, tamaso ma jyotirgamaya. From darkness to the path of light. I would request our dignitaries to kindly take their seats.
Now, with the melodious inaugural song by the students, we will move on to the beginning of our occasion.
Hello, hello,
Hello.
hello,
Hello.
hello.
Sangachadvam sangvagadvam sango manat shijanatam Sangachadvam sangvagadvam sango manat shijanatam Samano mantra samiti samani Samano mantra samiti samani Samanam manasah chitta mesham Sangachadvam sangvagadvam sango manat shijanatam Samaniva akuti samana hridayaniva Samaniva akuti हृदयानिव समानमस्तु वो मनो यथा वा सुसहासति सङ्गच्छध्वं सङ्वदध्वं सङ्गो मनान् शिजानदाम् सङ्गच्छध्वं सङ्वदध्वं सङ्गो मनान् शिजानदाम्.
Such a great inauguration of the program with a beautiful song. I would now request Professor Shongomitra Ray, ma'am, Chairperson International Women's Day, to give the welcome address. Over to you, ma'am.
Good morning. With origin in the early 20th century, the International Women's Day is celebrated every year to honor the achievements of women, recognize their contribution to society, and advocate gender equality in all spheres of our life. We at IIT Kharagpur has been celebrating this day every year, and on behalf of the organizing committee, I welcome all of you to the celebration of International Women's Day 2024 at IIT Kharagpur. The events of International Women's Day started last evening with cultural programs organized by the students and the campus community of IIT Kharagpur. And today, there will be a day-long program that includes interaction with our guest of honor and various cultural programs in the evening. A warm welcome to our guest of honor, Professor Indira Chakrabarty and Advocate Namrata Chadda. Professor Chakrabarty is a renowned public health specialist and environmentalist and was a recipient of Padma Shri. And Advocate Namrata Chadda is known as a multidimensional social activist dedicated towards the betterment of women. It is our earnest wish to listen to their experiences, both happy and not so happy, while striving in their chosen career path and achieving the pinnacle of success. Our heartiest welcome to our respected director, to the deans, associate deans, my colleagues, beloved students, and the esteemed guests present in the auditorium. Please spend the day with us and make this International Women's Day a memorable one. Thank you, and a warm welcome once again.
Thank you, ma'am. Now I would request our director, sir, to kindly say a few words on the significance of this occasion.
Good morning to all of you. Dr. Indira Chakrabarty, Padma Shri, Public Health Specialist and Guest of Honor for this function today. We welcome you, Madam, for this, on this August morning and August auspicious day to this institute, which is about 74-year-old. Ms. Namrata Chadda, lawyer, guest of honor for this program as well. Madam, we welcome you all as well for this. I can tell you that this institute, I do not know how many of you know, but this institute started from the Hijli detention camp. Those who have read through the history, they will know. And In fact, this is the building which came in 1956, but we had everything started in the actual detention building where our martyrs and two of our martyrs were shot dead here in the other building which is there. I hope that you must have a look at the building if you have not seen earlier. Because even we have preserved the prison cells which are there, original prison cells are there. You can have a look at what was the condition. And even Mandakini Hajra was also there at our location here, slightly away, about a kilometer away from our these jails. And we have maintained that as well. With this background, I would like to tell that we are talking of women. In fact, if you go to what Swamiji has said, that if you want to know the growth and development of any country, I think you have to see the treatment of women in that country. Needless to say that over the years, we have seen right from the time and the way the society has behaved from the time Ram Mohan Rai was there, and then people did a lot of things for saving the women child or the female child right from the beginning. But the last 10 years, I think the present government has taken a great leap into the involvement of women in society. I would say that there was a representation of the women earlier as well, but it was few and far between. We know that in the early days, we have hall of residence, which is Sarojini Naidu Hall of Residence. Only one hall of residence was there. When the number of students in this institute was something of about 2,000 or so, hardly 2-3 girls were there in this location. Now things have changed over a period of time, but the last 10 years things have drastically changed. When there is a wish from the top, that is essential. The very important thing that has happened is the 33% reservation in the parliament. Now this is one big step which has been taken, and I am confident that with the participation of the women in every walk of life, definitely there will be a time in 2047 that we will say that we are Vikasit Bharat and we are Atmanirbhar Bharat, as well as we will be Biswaguru. This is my conviction, and I am confident about that. I don't know whether I'll be there to see that, but I am sure the younger generation will see that, because there is a vision given, and the vision can only be fulfilled if you have, in fact, again I will quote Swamiji, he has said that the men and women are the two wings of a bird. And if the bird has to fly, I think both have to be equally strong and equally capable and taking the responsibility. So the responsibility now given today in each walk of life or every field today. In STEM, I think hardly few percent of women. There was no percent, I can tell you, but now there is. We can say that there is certain percentage of women who are there. Our President of India, when she was here on 18th of December 2023, she has in fact appreciated the number of women in this institute. We have about 21.6% today. We have about 7 hostels, halls of residence, starting from SN Hall to we have SN Hall, Mother Teresa Hall, Rani Lakshmi Bai Hall, then we have Sabitri Bai Phule complex which is coming up. There will be 6 halls of residence. 2 are already started and another 4 are in construction. We, in fact, after a long time in the history of this institute, for 74 years or so, its 4th year started, we can see that there was no VP, Vice President Gymkhana of the students. So there was one lady in 2021, I think 21, 22, and we had one VP, Vice President, Women Vice President in the history of IIT system, for that matter, you can say. None of the IITs have. So we had this also. That was representation, and she was managing the institute very well so far as the students' affairs are concerned. So we had that. Now, you can see that even in the administration, we have tried to see as much as participation of the women, because we feel that the moment we don't have so many professors, but we feel that the participation of women will definitely bring a new dimension to the decision-making ability of this institute, and therefore we have taken either whether heads of the departments or deans or associate deans, or even in the halls of residence as well as the other activities of the institute. We are having these women, even in the various departments, centers, and we are trying to give, even in the committees where decisions are being taken, we take a point, we make sure that the people are there and they represent the women cause, because we do call these candidates, even female candidates do join, and therefore we have the committees where always there will be representation of women in the committees as well, in all the committees. I think various opportunities has been, we have a view that by the time we are Viksit Bharat, or we are Atmanirbhar Bharat, or we are Vishwaguru by 2047, I think there will be 50-50 participation of the women. And therefore, you can see the same participation in the other countries. While we had very few, they had lot number, but we are now going ahead as compared to them. The very fact that you can find here in the students community, today we have about 3,000 plus women in the students, out of the about 16,700 students that we have here. We are also seeing the activities which are being taken, even not only in the administration or not only in the institutes like this. We are also seeing the participation of women even in the police police sector, in the defense, and also as of course they had been air hostesses, but now even pilots. So there has been a move and a very preemptive move in this direction, so that more and more women will participate. I wanted, in fact, that this morning's time should be solely given to the young girls of our institute. I had requested our chairperson that she should give to the students, for all the ladies hall students. They should be presenting something or the other, but maybe that they are here to listen to this. Maybe next time they will make a presentation and see that from 8:30 to 12:30, I think the morning presentation should be there, so that they have a lot of talent. In fact, if you meet the students in the hostels or in their programs, I think we find that tremendous talent is there. So when our campus people or when outsiders also come, I would like that these students who are there, the girl students particularly, they should show their talent in whatever area, whether you talk music, dance, and every activity that you can think of, even in the gymkhana, office bearers, hostels, the various activities that take. I think that is very interesting, and they have a different way of looking at things. So we would love to listen to them and to see their performance in all the activities that we do. I'm sure that, Madam, you would like to know that we have our institute, there is a Academy of Classical and Folk Arts. And in that academy, I think now students are given on the lines of National Education Policy 2020, that they can take up any subject for that matter. If they don't like a particular subject in their field of study, they can pick up a subject of either music in tabla or harmonium or piano, or wherever they want to have. I think dancing, they can take up a subject and they can fulfill their requirements. We have also a center of happiness as well. So I do not know whether you will get opportunity to see or not, but I think we have all the amenities which are there in for taking care of the women in society, for that matter, in society, academic society here that we have. And the activities that we do, all the activities are involved with the students and faculty and staff members as well. In fact, we are going to have, the building is ready, Vivekanand Recreation Center, which is coming up. You will see the center, and there we want the center to be completely managed by the ladies of the campus, because they have a lot of talent in the ladies, and we wanted that that center they should manage as to what should be the activities, how the prescription given by our great Swamiji, to see that it goes to the society and to the children, male, female, whatever we can think of with regard to the children and the society. There should be a message which must go, and there will be a lot of involvement of particularly the women of the campus, because we do have about 800 plus faculty. So you will say that maybe about 700 women are there who are talented, but there is no, we do not have any opportunity for them to showcase their talent. Accordingly, we have our non-teaching as well. So about 900 non-teaching also are there. So their ladies also should be involved in the activities. And they are, I have seen many of them are very talented when we have seen the programs which they participate in some of the programs when we do either in Spring Fest or in Chitij or in other programs that we have in these campus. So the various activities that we do, and well, even you can see that this is not even maybe 300 people who are there in this campus and in this hall. And I would like that more and more of the girl students should come forward and participate. We should decide as to what will be the programs by the students of different hostels of the girls' hostels. If there are 7 girls hostels, each girls' hostel, there should be competition of how they behave and what they should be doing with regard to participation in the various activities of the institute or of the country as such. Well, with this, I think I welcome both of you and hope that this program goes on very well. Yesterday it has started. I didn't get the opportunity to come because we had our interviews going on till 9 o'clock in the night, and therefore I could not come. I heard that the program was very good. And today also, I think whole day there will be activities. We hope that with your presence and the activities that, the discussions that you will do today, will be benefited, and we will learn, even our students will learn from your knowledge and your experience that you are doing. I think both of you are involved in a lot of public life. So your experience and deliberations will go a long way in shaping the life of all the young students, and in fact it will influence the life of all of us. With this, I welcome you all to this particular function. Wish you best of luck. Thank you.
Thank you very much, sir, for your inspiring talk. It is indeed true that women have come up a long way, and we can witness that in the campus. And as sir said, there are many events, many places at policy making, and everywhere the introduction and the involvement of women is utmost importance. And let's see where the young women like us can get inspiration and get to the pinnacle of the success where we can further make some change. I would now request our director, sir, to kindly felicitate our guests of honor. I would request the student volunteers to accompany Dr. Indira Chakraborty. Advocate Namrata Chadda, ma'am. I would now request Professor Shunita Mishra ma'am to kindly give the vote of thanks for this occasion.
Thank you, Iman. Now I thank our Honorable Director, Sir, our esteemed guest, Chairperson of our IWD committee for gracing the occasion for this inauguration program. I also thank Srimati Lakshmi Tiwari ma'am, all our deans and deans present here, and all the guests for gracing the occasion. After this, we have a short cultural program followed by panel discussion with our esteemed guest. So please be here to enjoy the same. Thereafter, we'll also have a cultural program in the evening. I hope you all have a great and enjoyable day today.
Thank you, ma'am. I would now request our dignitaries and guests of honor to kindly take their seats among the audience to enjoy further. Now I would request our beloved Srimati Lakshmi Tiwari ma'am to kindly grace the dais and sing a song for us.
Good morning. Welcome to all of you. Wishing you all present here, all the dignitaries and all ladies, happy International Women's Day. Well, there are many people here to talk about women, but I would like to just say a few words. Women, they say they are weak, but even in the past, they have proven, given the conditions, they can always do good. And now in this era, they have really proved themselves to be capable of doing anything, any work they are given. And with full support, I think they can be more valuable to the society, giving their valuable all their capabilities and doing everything. As you have seen in this caption here, we have seen from where the women started and where they have gone to. So, wishing you all again all success in life. And I hope you will enjoy the program throughout the day. There's one thing. A woman is complete only after she becomes a mother. So, I would like to sing a song about a mother. I hope you like it. Hello? उसको नहीं देखा हमने कभी, पर उसकी ज़रूरत क्या होगी। ऐ माँ तेरी सूरत से अलग भगवान की सूरत क्या होगी, क्या होगी। उसको नहीं देखा हमने कभी। इंसान तो क्या देवता भी आंचल में पले तेरे, है स्वर्ग इसी दुनिया में कदमों के तले तेरे। ममता ही लुटाए जिसके नयन हो, ममता ही लुटाए जिसकी नयन, ऐसी कोई मूरत क्या होगी। ऐ माँ तेरी सूरत से अलग भगवान की सूरत क्या होगी, क्या होगी। उसको नहीं देखा हमने कभी। क्यों धूप जलाए दुखों की, क्यों गम की घटा बरसे, ये हाथ दुआओं वाले रहते हैं सदा सर पे। तू है तो अंधेरे पथ में हमें हो, तू है तो अंधेरे पथ में हमें, सूरज की ज़रूरत क्या होगी। ऐ माँ तेरी सूरत से अलग भगवान की सूरत क्या होगी, क्या होगी। उसको नहीं देखा हमने कभी। कहते हैं तेरी शान में जो कोई ऊंचे बोल नहीं, भगवान के पास भी माता तेरे प्यार का मोल नहीं। हम तो यही जाने तुझसे बड़ी हो, हमने यही जाना तुझसे बड़ी संसार की दौलत क्या होगी। ए माँ तेरी सूरत से अलग भगवान की सूरत क्या होगी, क्या होगी, उसको नहीं देखा हमने कभी, पर इसकी ज़रूरत क्या होगी। ए माँ तेरी सूरत से अलग भगवान की सूरत क्या होगी, क्या होगी, उसको नहीं देखा हमने कभी। थैंक यू।
सर पर हाथ जो फेरे तो हिम्मत मिल जाए, माँ एक बार मुस्कुरा दे तो जन्नत मिल जाए। That was a beautiful ode. Thank you, ma'am, for such a wonderful song. Now I would request our Professor Shangumitra, ma'am, to kindly felicitate our man.
Now we will be moving forward to a beautiful dance performance by Sucharita Patra. Her performance depicts that in the cycle of birth and decay, nature reflects the intricacies of womanhood. Just as nature's seasons change, women navigate the ebb and flow of life's challenges, embodying the transformative forces of creation and destruction. The fertile soil of possibilities beneath the blossoming trees mirrors the potential within woman. While the raging wildfire symbolizes the untamed passion and fierce resilience that may lay dormant within the woman. The dichotomy mirrors the complexity inherent in both nature and women, and as they dance between the creation and destruction, shaping the narrative of existence in a harmonious yet unpredictable symphony. Over to the beautiful performance.
যদি আকাশের গায়ে কান না পাতি, তোমার কথা শুনতে পাবো না। যদি আকাশের গায়ে কান না পাতি, তোমার কথা শুনতে পাবো না। যদি বাতাসকে আমি ছুঁয়ে না দেখি, যদি বাতাসকে আমি ছুঁয়ে না দেখি, তোমার শরীর স্পর্শ পাবো না। তোমার কথা শুনতে পাবো না। যদি আকাশের গায়ে কান না পাতি, তোমার কথা শুনতে পাবো না। যদি ভিজে মাটির গন্ধ তোমার গল্প কথা শোনাতে চায়, যদি ভিজে মাটির গন্ধ তোমার গল্প কথা শোনাতে চায়, আমি মাটির তলায় ঘর না বাঁধিলে, আমি মাটির তলায় ঘর না বাঁধিলে তোমার জঠর গন্ধ পাবো না, তোমার কথা শুনতে পাবো না। যদি আকাশের গায়ে কান না পাতি তোমার কথা শুনতে পাবো না। আমার শিরায় শিরায় রক্তের ধ্বনি, শরীরাধারে মা জননী, আমার শিরায় শিরায় রক্তের ধ্বনি, শরীরাধারে মা জননী। তোমায় জন্ম দেয়ার ব্যথা না পাইলে, তোমায় জন্ম দেয়ার ব্যথা না পাইলে তোমার জন্ম শব্দ পাবো না, তোমার কথা শুনতে পাবো না। যদি আকাশের গায়ে কান না পাতি তোমার কথা শুনতে পাবো না। আমার শীত করে আর জ্বর আসে গায়, শীতের কালে পাতারা শুকায়, আমার শীত করে আর জ্বর আসে গায়, শীতের কালে পাতারা শুকায়, আমি শীত জনিতে না ডুবিলে, আমি শীত জনিতে না ডুবিলে তোমার মৃত্যু শুনতে পাবো না, তোমার কথা শুনতে পাবো না। যদি আকাশের গায়ে কান না পাতি তোমার কথা শুনতে পাবো না, যদি বাতাসকে আমি ছুঁয়ে না দেখি, যদি বাতাসকে আমি ছুঁয়ে না দেখি তোমার শরীর স্পর্শ পাবো না, তোমার কথা শুনতে পাবো না। যদি আকাশের গায়ে কান না পাতি তোমার কথা শুনতে পাবো না।
Wow, that was a beautiful performance. Thank you, Sucharita. Now, before we end this session and move on to the panel discussion with our honorable chief guests, I would like to recite a few lines from a beautiful poem called Still I Rise by Maya Angelou. You may write me down in history with your bitter, twisted lies. You may trod me in the very dirt, but still, like dust, I'll rise. Just like moons and like suns, with the certainty of tides, just like hopes springing high, still I'll rise. Do you want to see me broken? Bowed head and lowered eyes? Shoulders falling down like teardrops, weakened by my soulful cries? You may shoot me with your words, you may cut me with your eyes, you may kill me with your hatefulness, but still, like air, I'll rise. Out of the huts of history's shame, I'll rise. Up from a past that's rooted in pain, I rise. I'm a black ocean, leaping and wide. Welling and swelling, I bear in the tides. Leaving behind nights of terror and fear, I rise. Into a daybreak that wondrously clear, I rise, I rise, I rise. Thank you.
Yes. Intriguing panel discussion. I would request our moderators, Professor Gayatri Mukherjee and Dr. Archana Patnaik, to kindly come and start the panel discussion and introduce the panelists. Thank you. Over to you, ma'am.
Everybody, so we are starting the panel discussion with our two esteemed guests, Dr. Indira Chakravarti and Advocate Namrata Chadda. So we'll be introducing them, giving a short introduction about our guests, and then we will hear from them about their stories. So Dr. Indira Chakravarti is a renowned public health specialist and environmentalist who is an active member in the food safety and hygiene industries of several national and international organizations, including Public Health Engineering Department, Government of West Bengal, WHO, and International Museum of Women. Her efforts have earned Dr. Chakravarti many awards and honors, including Food and Agricultural Organization's Eduardo Soma Award, Indira Gandhi National Priyadarshini Award of the All India National Unity Council, and Padma Shri. She was awarded the 4th highest civilian award by the Government of India in 2014. Dr. Chakravarti is the former regional advisor of Southeast Asia WHO and former director of International Development Research Center, All India Institute of Hygiene and Public Health, and Chittaranjan National Cancer Institute, better known as CNCI, Government of India. She has authored book and published over 250 articles in national forums and international journals. Ma'am, it is our extreme privilege to have you here with us today, and we would be very grateful if you share some of your life stories with us. So, Archana, if you can introduce Advocate Chadda now.
So, good morning everyone. Advocate Namrata Chadda has been a lawyer by profession and is also recognized as a multidimensional social activist who has dedicated herself in creating opportunities for women, breaking down barriers and fostering an environment where every woman thrive and fulfill their potential. She was an honorable member in the State Commission of Women, Juvenile Justice Board and State Legal Services Authority at Odisha. She is the founder, president of national level organization Madhyam, which fights for the right and welfare of the female prisoners and the other underprivileged sectors. Beside this, she holds a significant position at several government, private organizations like Binova Seva Pratishthan, Ma, Gram Udyam and Gram Vikash. In addition to her professional accomplishments, Mrs. Chadda is also a recipient of several national and state level awards and authored multiple books and various aspects on women issues. Ma'am, we are extremely delightful and honored to have you with us, and we would be very happy and delighted if you can also kindly share your journey with us and some stories that would inspire our students and us as well.
Is it okay? Okay. I would like, first of all, to thank Professor Shangomitra for inviting me to come here and my coordinators asking me to speak. It's IIT Kharagpur is one of the temples of education. Students who come here are the cream of our students. They help us not to build the nation later on, but go to internationally everywhere. If you go into the one of the major places of financial development, technical know-hows coming out, the cradle of these is IITs. So it's a very, very great pleasure for me. I've been here earlier, presented papers several times earlier with the Calcutta Police. I also use your teachers for my courses there. We had a happiness workshop some time back, so we had other professors from here. Therefore, I think it has been, we have not too much, but I've been to IIT Kharagpur a couple of times earlier. This time I was very happy to see that today's program, Professor Shangomitra has put on to Viksit Bharat. In the 100th year of independence, the aim is that from a developing country, India becomes a developed country. And I think the two major things that the developed country, that the government wants to do is that, firstly, skill development, that you are skilled, and there is no child labor, and poverty goes off. That's the main thing. The dreams of Viksit Bharat. And I think this is where IITs have a major role to play, because here skill development, linking to industry, what is needed, is something very, very important. Because unless you become financially independent with proper education behind you, technically suitable, you cannot become independent. Nobody can become independent. And here women, nearly 50% of our population, have an immense role to play. I was just looking into the labor force data yesterday. I found that between 2017-18 and 2022-23, the women labor force has increased a great deal, I think from about 23% to 37%. And in some sectors, even 30% increase. I'm not saying that 30% labor force, but increase, a jump of women coming into the technical world. And I think where IITs have a major contribution. So I think for success of Viksit Bharat, organizations like IIT, students of IIT, have a great role to play. And I think we look forward to you. I'm 75 years old, so I think when Viksit Bharat happens, I will not be there to see, but I'll dream and pray that my grandchildren enjoys the things that you do. They do the kind of things that we wanted you to do. So this is something we wanted to give an introduction to your students. Talking about my life, I retired from Government of India in 2008. I was director of two institutions, the All India Institute of Hygiene and Public Health, the Chittaranjan National Cancer Institute, and have been on boards of all the major medical institutions here, the JIPMA in Pondicherry, PGI Chandigarh, AIMS Delhi. I've been in all of them, and I retired. And then after retirement, I've been on many of them also. I was also with WHO. I always went on deputation, came back to the government, never stayed on after 2 or 3 years. I was with the IDRC regional director looking after the South Asia. So I came back all the time, and it was a very pleasant experience for me as a woman. I worked as an independent consultant, which I even do now, mostly for the UN agencies like WHO, FAO, World Bank, UNICEF, UNDP, which I even do now. Worked for more than 35 countries, very difficult countries like Mongolia, China, all alone, because you go as a consultant alone. Very deep parts of Africa, very difficult parts of Africa, like Sudan. I worked there, going independently. So I was telling somebody just now, never had a difficulty. Going alone as a woman, landing at 2 o'clock in the morning in Guatemala, I was telling somebody, unknown driver, new taxi, but never had a difficulty. I feel as a woman, I think the main thing that we have to have is a proper attitude. Is very, very important. I never felt discriminated that I'm a woman and the men are better than me and that I need to be far better than a man to succeed. No, it's not true. If you have confidence in yourself, if you know what you're doing is right, and if you are careful, when something ticks on you and tells you this is not right, don't do it. So I think this is very, very important that you do. And I find that nowadays women are going forward like amazingly fast all over the world. I'm having to go to Geneva very often now because the Rolex has a role, gives an award called Rolex Laureates. It's actually over the Nobel Laureates. I'm one of the judges. Others are all Nobel Laureates. I happen to be a judge. And in the Rolex Laureates, I found from about 1,600 applications from all over the world, they brought it down to 15. And I was delighted to see, we had two women judges, one from Africa and I'm from India. I found out that the 15 selected very difficult work they do on environment. Very, very, I can't tell you, I'm not going into details, but impossible kind of work they do, living into African jungles, Amazon forests for years. And the kind of work that they have done, out of the 15 final selection people, 10 were women, 5 were men. So this was something, it's not an easy job. It's people would say, are living in a forest with no one alone by themselves, sort of retrieving primates who were lost, getting out new primates, breeding them, breaking them to, that lady has made 1,000 new primates. We were all lost from the world. So I think these are kind of work we never thought women can do. I think, but women are doing this work and doing it so well. So this Rolex has opened my eyes to being a judge, that how women reached at what level and what can they do and what they can't do. I think this is something I wanted to share with you, that all of you are capable of doing it. The world is yours. You can go out and try and do what you want to do and you will succeed. There is no question. Yes, you may fall, you may slip once or twice, but eventually success will come to you. It is not that you can't do it. And in no way are we in any way, in any way less to a man. I mean, I always think of the Durga, we look at Durga all the time. Look at the multitasking function she has. I mean, her husband doesn't help her in bringing up her children, but she has 4 children, said well brought up children. Each one has done something very wonderful. So she's brought up her children on her own, she's managed her husband, but the husband is a very quiet person, giving her all the freedom and responsibility. He says, do your responsibility, do what you want, I will not stop you. So she has a husband, supportive husband, quietly, but not really helping her. But she as a woman does multitasking, looks after the family, brings up her children, successful children, comes every year to visit us alone with the children. The husband doesn't come to reach her, so she travels alone. So I think you learn from her that she's a woman who's an independent woman, can bring up her own children if she wants to. At the same time, she fights the demon and saves the world. So that's a career. So career-wise, she does so well. She balances out everything. I think this is something we have to learn. This is, our mythology teaches us that a woman can do. She's a multitasking person. A man may not be, but a woman is a multitasking person. So in my life, I believed in this, that I can do what I want to do. If I don't succeed, doesn't matter, I'll do something else. But I'll be satisfied with what I'm doing. I shouldn't be scared of life. It'll go on. I just want to speak a little bit about my mother here, which I want to say. My father is a Bengali, he was a very famous doctor. My mother is a Kannadiga. She's a Tulu from a place called Udupi in Karnataka. She comes from Udupi. And I lost her in 2011, and she was 102 years old at that time. She's the first lady doctor from Karnataka, second batch of lady medical student from the oldest medical college, which is Madras Medical College. Because those days, Karnataka had no medical colleges. So she, born in 1909, she was a very bright child, lost her father when she was 2.5 years old, and a younger sister of a couple of months old, so mother couldn't bring her up. So the aunt took her away, who was a primary school teacher, brought her up. After class 4, there was no girls' school in Udupi those days, which is Manipal later. What happened was, after she's a very, very bright student, so somehow they managed, the aunt was very insistent, had a lot of confidence in her, sir. She joined a boys' school. So she tells that she used to go with the teacher into the class, with the boys sitting behind her, sit on the table on the floor with the teacher, go back to the staff room after the class, come back to the class with the next teacher, can't be alone with all the boys, no toilet, no water, no food the whole day. So she had to sitting in the corner. She passed her matriculation, stood first in the whole of state of Karnataka. There was a doctor called with such stress, but she succeeded. With a stress, Dr. Madhav Pai was a doctor, household physician, going from house to house, looking into patients. He looked at my mother and said, such a bright girl, she should not stop studying. So he motivated, she went to do her ISC those days in Mangalore. She had to walk 5 miles every day to go to the college and come back. And from an Orthodox Tulu family, no food outside, no water outside. She still says, I think Madam Tiwari will understand, in a tiffin box she used to put curd rice, and in the corner a little pickle. And she used to walk with that, eat that, and she said when she opened the box, that fermented odor of the curd rice, she still remembered when she said at the last stage also that fermented smell took her back there. She passed ISC, stood first in ISC from the whole of state of Karnataka. Dr. Pai insisted the meantime his younger sister had got married, insisted she does medicine. So he got the forms, and being first, she got into Madras Medical College, and again she stood first in MBBS. And those British teachers, I understand, loved her and taught her and was very fond of her. Totally vegetarian till the day she died, totally vegetarian. She passed, she was first in MBBS, was a Good Eve scholar from Madras Medical College. And then life went on. She joined British Medical Service, met my father, a Bengali, from a very affluent family. So she came from a family which had a lot of stress, hardship, not so well-to-do. My father came from a very affluent family. My grandfather was in Rai Bahadur, a lot of property, big rich family. So total, what would I say, mismatch, if you say. One from Karnataka, and my father couldn't do without non-vegetarian food. So it was a totally different kind of marriage that they had. But a lot of stories I'm not telling you right now. But one thing I can tell you that when my father passed away, I told my mother, anything you had to tell, she said that the 60 years of marriage that we had, not a single time have I raised voice on your father or your father has raised voice on me. So you can understand what a wonderful marriage it was. Two completely diverse people, but of course both doctors. So this is the kind of understanding you develop when you come through life, when you're doing it yourself. She built her own life, and that's why she knew how to manage the life. So I think I don't think I learned from my mother, but I think somehow it gives you a lot of feeling in some way possibly that I have a positive attitude is something from her that I got from her. So today I mean, what she told me now I am at 75 years. I think most of the students who are here, even the grandparents are younger than me, because my eldest granddaughter is 22, and my youngest granddaughter is 2. So I have a range of 22 to 2 granddaughters. In between, 2 of them are there again, 1 grandson and 1 granddaughter. But I think many of your grandparents are possibly younger to me. So my advice to you at the end of this is that women have fought, women have come up in life, but at the same time, don't lose your positivity. Be positive, do what you want to do, try to what you don't be scared, but at the same time, when somebody tells you from inside, be careful on something, please be careful. That's all you need to do. Be careful when you have to do, but be bold, have all the things that you want to do, be vocal, be what you have to say, don't need to be scared about anything. I think that's my only, looking back at all you young girls, I think this is my advice to all of you. Was I too long? Was I too long? No.
Thank you, madam.
Thank you very much.
So that was an inspirational advice, not only to the students, but to all of us present here. And I think we learned a lesson about equality and equity, how to maintain that in the family also. And also this fact that you have to, in order to be discriminated against, you have to feel discriminated. I think that's the take-home lesson that we should all remember, that there will be opinions of people who will say something for and against, but whether you take them or how you take them depends on your attitude also. So I think those are very valuable words of wisdom that we have got from ma'am today. And I think everybody will join me in praying for your healthy and long life so that you can see the fruits of your labor taking shape as Vikshit Bharat. So, yes, ma'am. So I think Advocate Chadha, if you could please enlighten us.
जय जगन्नाथ। मैं उड़ीसा से आई हूँ। वहाँ की बहुत ही सुहानी समंदर की नमकीन हवा, कोरापुट के जंगलों की मीठी वादियों से, फुलबानी के आदिवासियों की हांडी की खुशबू लेके जगन्नाथ का आशीर्वाद लेके आपके सबके पास आई हूँ। गॉड ब्लेस यू ऑल। थैंक्स फॉर अर्चना फॉर इन्वाइटिंग मी on this auspicious, I'm saying it's an auspicious occasion, because when we are saying it's an International Women's Day, oh, एक दिन है ना, इन लोग के लिए तो मनाना ही है और 2 days celebration चलता ही है. No, it is not that kind of day. I do believe that every day, each moment, each second of our life is a Women's Day, and they have to celebrate. And because there is some protocol, UN always decide that we have to celebrate International Women's Day on 8th of March. And every year they select some theme. तो इस बार का theme है inspiring inclusion. So you people will definitely ask me few questions, and after this our introduction I will definitely ask you a question. मैं जब यहाँ पे आई थी इस campus में, campus is really very beautiful. I am feeling proud that I am in IIT Kharagpur. I was telling my friends, okay, I am going there, because whenever people are saying we are sending our children to IIT and in Kharagpur for their higher studies, they feel very proud. And we are also very proud of you, because whatever our dreams, our hope, it's depend on you only. तो इंस्पायरिंग इंक्लूजन का जब बात होता है, मुझे लगता था कि आप लोग प्रोग्राम करेंगे. संघमित्रा मैडम, थैंक यू वेरी मच दैट यू हैव ऑनर्ड मी टू बी ए पार्ट ऑफ देयर. अर्चना वॉज कनेक्टिंग विद मी. इंस्पायरिंग इंक्लूजन का मतलब क्या है? खाली स्टूडेंट्स, फैकल्टी, नॉन फैकल्टी मेंबर विल सिट. यू हैव अ नंबर ऑफ वुमेन working as a laborer, they should be here. That is inspiring inclusion. So I do believe in practice, not in preaching. That is my life's lesson. कि हम कुछ बाहर जाके लेक्चर दें और अपनी लाइफ में वो प्रैक्टिस ही नहीं करें. हम जाके बोले we believe in inclusion. And the people who are from West Bengal, they can understand. बहुत साल पहले रविंद्रनाथ टैगोर ने चंडालिका में जो गाना लिखा था, उसमें जब सब गांव की लड़कियां सो कहती हैं ओके छुओ ना छी ओई जे चंडालिनी रिची, means don't touch her, she is untouchable. So nobody can touch her, nobody can take water, milk or curd, anything from her. So inclusion का मतलब क्या है? आपको उन सबको मिलाना है ना साथ में. हम सोचेंगे वुमेन डे इट इज़ अ सेलिब्रेशन ऑफ अवर्स, हम लोग कलरफुल कपड़े पहनेंगे, पिंक पहनेंगे, जाएंगे, घूमेंगे, नाचेंगे. नो, इट्स समथिंग वी हैव टू टीच देम और वी हैव टू रियलाइज देम दैट येस यू आर ऑल्सो इम्पॉर्टेंट पार्ट ऑफ अवर लाइफ and you should be here with us. You have to learn. It is not about the we students or we are from a affluent family or किस family से आए हैं. No, it is all there. So अगली बार से जब आप लोग don't follow your themes, I am telling. हाँ, ये UN वाले कुछ भी थीम हर साल दे देते हैं and they are asking us, okay, you follow our themes और उसको ऊपर प्रोग्राम करो. No, you think from yourself. You are here, you are very intelligent, you are the cream of society when students are there. कुछ तो सोचो. अगर हमने ये थीम दिया तो उसको हम कैसे अपने चारों तरफ के जो लोग हैं उनको मिला के दे सकते हैं. सो दैट इज़ आई डू बिलीव इन दैट एंड माई स्टोरी इज़ टोटली डिफरेंट फ्रॉम मैडम इंदिरा. मैडम, आई एम सो इंस्पायर्ड फ्रॉम यू, द वे यू आर कैरिंग योर सेल्फ, योर स्माइल, योर एटीट्यूड एंड द स्टोरी ऑफ योर मदर. माई स्टोरी इज़ टोटली डिफरेंट. अगर अल्ट्रासाउंड, हैव यू हर्ड अबाउट द नेम ऑफ अल्ट्रासाउंड और योर स्कैनिंग, द स्टूडेंट्स फ्रॉम साइंस स्ट्रीम. मेरे टाइम पे अगर अल्ट्रासाउंड हुआ होता तो मैं शायद यहाँ पे आज नहीं बैठी होती. माई स्टोरी इज़ दैट बिकॉज आई एम फ्रॉम अ टिपिकल नॉर्थ इंडियन फैमिली एंड दे डू बिलीव इन पुत्रवती भव, दैट सन प्रेफरेंस, छेले चाई, मतलब कुछ भी हो जाए लड़का तो चाहिए. तो हम लोग वी आर 3 सिस्टर, वन आफ्टर वन. तो एल्डेस्ट डॉटर इज़ ऑलवेज वेलकम बाई पेरेंट्स, है ना. बेटी तो लक्ष्मी होती है, जब दूसरी आती है तो लक्ष्मी थोड़ी कम हो जाती है, तीसरी आती है तो और कम हो जाती है. देन पेरेंट्स डिसहार्टनिंग, अरे एटलीस्ट एक लड़का तो होना बनता है. सो आई वॉज द मिडल चाइल्ड, नेवर लव्ड बाई माई पेरेंट्स. तो एक के बाद एक बच्चे हो रहे हैं. दे सेंड मी टू माई आंटीज प्लेस, ओके टेक हर एंड ब्रॉट अप हर. आई एम अ पर्सन, आई कैन सर्वाइव इन एनी सिचुएशन. I am like a cactus. So you put me in desert, I can survive with the beautiful flowers. तो हम वहाँ से दिल्ली से पढ़कर आए, पढ़ के आके फिर बंगाल में आए. देन पापा रियलाइजेज नो, माई मदर पास्ड अवे एट वेरी यंग एज. हमने कभी देखा ही नहीं. थैंक यू लक्ष्मी जी, आपने जब वो गाना गाया, तुझको नहीं देखा हमने कभी, यू सिंग इट फॉर गॉड, कि हमने भगवान को नहीं देखा, मैंने माँ को नहीं देखा. तो आई हैव सीन माई मदर इन ऑल गर्ल्स, ऑल डॉटर्स, सभी बच्चियाँ जब मेरे सामने आती हैं मुझे लगता है काश यही मेरी मम्मी होगी. क्योंकि बंगाल में मैंने सीखा, जब भी हमको कोई बुलाता था, माँ तुम ये खाने इशो, देन वी लर्न फ्रॉम बंगाल कल्चर कि डॉटर्स आर लाइक अ मदर फिगर. तो आई केम टू कोलकाता, देन वी स्टडीड. माई एल्डर सिस्टर, शी हैड अ लव मैरिज विद अ वेरी हैंडसम बॉय फ्रॉम द सेम कम्युनिटी, सेम फैमिली, एंड ही वॉज अ ड्रगिस्ट. कुछ था उसमें. So it was a very, very wrong and very pathetic marriage. And my elder sister died after 3 or 4 years of her marriage. And it was a very shocking news in our whole family. And it was unwritten what I'm saying law in my family कि किसी लड़की ने love marriage नहीं करना है, because it had a very bad experience. और हम लोग तो डर के ही नहीं करेंगे, है ना. आजकल के ज़माने के बच्चे थोड़े अलग होते हैं. हम सोचे किसी से प्रेम करें, कर नहीं पा रहे हैं क्योंकि पापा है सिंगल फादर एंड ही इज़ डिसहार्टेंड अबाउट हिज डॉटर्स डेथ. हम उनके अगेंस्ट कैसे जाएं. तो मेरे फादर वॉज मैडम, ही वॉज थिंकिंग दैट वी आर लाइक अ बर्डन टू देम, कि लड़की लोग हैं, बड़ी हो रही है, आई एम ए सिंगल पर्सन, नो ब्रदर, नो बडी इज़ देयर. ही वॉज ए हार्ट पेशेंट, ही वॉज ए हाई BP पेशेंट, शुगर. तो चलो लड़की लोग का जल्दी शादी करा दें. तो आई वॉज द सेकेंड चाइल्ड एंड एट द एज ऑफ 17 प्लस आई वॉज स्टडिंग इन +2 इन कोलकाता. उन्होंने मेरे लिए लड़का फिक्स किया और मेरी शादी हो गई. बट इट इज़ नॉट ए सैड स्टोरी. आई एम वेरी हैप्पी, आई वॉज वेरी हैप्पी दैट टाइम. क्योंकि हम लोग फिल्में देखते थे, है ना, हम फिल्में देखते थे. तो उस समय एक शर्मिला टैगोर की एक बहुत अच्छी फिल्म आई थी, सफ़र. जो तुमको हो पसंद वही बात करेंगे, तुम दिन को अगर रात कहो रात कहेंगे. You can imagine a teenager girl without parents, and there is no love in family, and she is getting married and she is thinking, oh, I will get a husband like that. तो मेरा तो अभी घर बनने वाला है, मैं तो बाय बाय करके चली गई शादी करके इन उड़ीसा. एंड आफ्टर मैरिज आई रियलाइज कि वो सब कुछ होगा लेकिन जो हम कहेंगे वो नहीं होगा. It is a very, when a marriage we realize those things. I got married, no education, nothing. और लक्ष्मी जी is a very talented lady. वो बोलते हैं ना, वो सब कुछ जानती है. मुझको तो कुछ भी नहीं आता था. Can you imagine? Without mother, घर में आया है, नौकर है. Father has arranged everything for us. So I was the only target in my in-laws family. उसको तो कुछ आता नहीं है. She doesn't know anything. She doesn't know how to cook, how to serve, how to talk, nothing. अब हमको आता नहीं है तो हम क्या करें? हमको सिखाओ. I'm a good learner. आज तक हम सीख ही रहे हैं. जहाँ जहाँ जाते हैं, we learn from you, we learn from everybody. तो सिखाओ. Then they started teaching me कि ऐसे करना है, वैसे करना है. And I married to a very big family, very big, typical family and business family. And for God grace, मेरे जाते ही वहाँ पे एक बहुत बड़ा नुकसान हुआ. So you can imagine. And they started saying, oh, she is very unlucky, मनहूस है, बहू आई और ऐसे हो गया. And I was thinking, and in some point of time, I realized, really I am an unlucky person. Really, that I am not fit for anything. कुछ भी नहीं ठीक हो रहा है, nothing. So all my other brother-in-law, they are happily married, घूम रहे हैं. I am unable to attach with anything. So then I blessed with 2 children, 1 daughter and 1 son. लेकिन इस बीच में, that I told you ना, I am like a cactus. तो मैंने कहा नहीं, कुछ तो हमको करना है. I have to read because I used to write in my school days. बंगाली में ट्रांसलेशन करते थे, हिंदी में करते थे, पंजाबी में करते थे. मल्टीलिंग्विस्टिक होने का एक फ़ायदा होता है. अरे मेरे लिए ये 2 कविता की लाइन ट्रांसलेट कर दो. किसी लड़के को लव लेटर लिखना है, दीदी मेरे लिए थोड़ा तुम लिख दो. So I was a person who used to write for them and realizing of beautiful lines, है ना, वो ये कर दो, वो कर दो. So I used to do for them. तो मैंने कहा मुझे खुद को पढ़ना है. Then I started again study. मैंने ज्वाइन किया. There is a Rama Devi, now it is a university, women's university. It is the first women university in Orissa. I joined there and I applied for +2 exam दिए. Then I did my graduation. उसके बाद उड़ीसा में एक केस हुआ. It was I don't want to mention that victim's name. It was politically, that girl was gang raped by 5 political goons in 1998. उस समय सब हम लोग लेडीज़ लोग रास्ते पे उतर गए, गवर्नमेंट के अगेंस्ट में स्लोगन लगा रहे हैं, ये कर रहे हैं. दैट लेडी वॉज क्राइंग लाइक एनीथिंग. एट नाइट आई रीच्ड हर होम एंड आई वॉज आस्किंग व्हाट हैपेंड टू यू, एंड शी होल्ड मी लाइक दैट. और आप लोगों ने अगर रुदाली पिक्चर देखी है, इफ़ यू हैव सीन, इट्स अ वेरी ओल्ड मूवी, यू स्टूडेंट्स आर वेरी यंग. वो मुझे ऐसे पकड़ के ज़ोर ज़ोर से रोने लगी. अ लेडी, मदर ऑफ 2 sons, and she was a divorce case was going on, and very big political party and their goons, they sent their gundas and gang raped. When her boyfriend was with her, people used to tell her he was her boyfriend, कि उसका दोस्त था, and they gang raped her when she was in period, जब उसका menstruation cycle चल रहा था. We heard many stories of महाभारत की द्रौपदी का चीरन हुआ, वो समय रजस्वला थी. We read and we experienced those things in real life. वो मुझे पकड़ के रोने लगी. And she told me, Namrata, I want my dignity back. I want my dignity back. And she was crying. And there are many women activists were there. वो उसको पकड़ के console कर रही हैं, बता रही हैं. And slowly days pass and everybody gone. उसके पास फिर कोई नहीं बैठता है. Till date she is my friend. And when I was seeing her, मुझे लगा कि नहीं, I have to do something for women. Women who are victim of violence, sexual abuse, I have to do something. I'm not the person I will take a picture with her और कि हाँ मैं उसके साथ एक काम की और selfie छोड़ दिया और ये कर दिया. No, I really want to do something because I always remember my elder sister, my Didi's cry. The way it was a very unsuccessful marriage, so pathetic marriage, so I wanted to do something. फिर मैंने law join किया. ना I will join law because आपको डिग्री चाहिए अगर आप उनके अधिकारों के लिए लड़ना है. Then I completed my law in first division. उसके बाद मैंने कहा when I went to courtroom, there are many big players, many big lawyers, very expensive lawyer. You remember यू सी द शाहरुख खान सन और इट इज़ अ दीपिका पादुकोण, उनके ऊपर कुछ भी हो जाता है, द मोस्ट एक्सपेंसिव लॉयर्स आर कमिंग फॉरवर्ड, वॉलेंटियर बाई देयर ओन, दे आर चार्जिंग 6 लाख 7 लाख रुपीज़, उसके बचाने के लिए आते हैं. बट यू मस्ट विजिट अ सिंपल तहसील, सेशन कोर्ट और डिस्ट्रिक्ट कोर्ट इन खड़गपुर. सिर्फ 5,000 मेंटेनेंस के लिए औरतें 3-3 बच्चों को लेके 7 साल से कोर्ट के चक्कर काटती हैं. Nobody is there, no lawyers are there. Say they are, without money, they are not representing them. So I think if I will go to the court, I will go for those women only who can't afford our justice system. People are saying it is an access to justice, our justice is at your doorstep. No, it is not there. When we are talking about विकसित भारत का मतलब ये नहीं है कि एक लड़की पायलट बनी, एक लड़की प्रेसिडेंट बनी, या एक लड़की आर्मी की हेड बनी या पुलिस की डीजी बनी. इट इज़ इंक्लूसिव व्हेन ऑल विमेन फ्रॉम ऑल क्लासेस, फ्रॉम ऑल कास्ट, व्हेन दे आर एम्पावर्ड, व्हेन दे कैन रेज योर वॉइस. अगर कहीं पे कुछ गलत हो रहा है वो बोल सकती हैं, देन वी कैन से ओ यस इट इज़ अ विकसित भारत. एक लड़की अगर पुलिस स्टेशन में जाती है तो उसका केस ले लेते हैं आराम से, तब हम बोलेंगे वी आर अ सिटीजन ऑफ विकसित भारत. सो विकसित भारत, वी हैव अ ड्रीम ऑफ अ प्राइम मिनिस्टर. थैंक्स टू हिम एट लीस्ट पीपल आर नाउ थिंकिंग अबाउट दैट. येस, वी हैव टू थिंक फॉर देम. उसके बारे में कुछ सोचना तो है. वी आर थिंकिंग अबाउट आवर सेल्फ ओनली. हमारा केस, हमारी चीज़, हमारी प्रॉपर्टी, हमारा सब कुछ, हमारा कैरियर. बट वॉट अबाउट दोज who are not in this circle? So we have to think about them. Nation has given so much to us. बहुत कुछ दिया है, बहुत कुछ हमको दिया है. I am using this mic. There is a contribution of many scientists. We are in this hall. That is a contribution by the many peoples. Dream, hard labor, work सबका है. हम नहीं कह सकते we are self-made. No, nobody is self-made. There is a society, nation has made us, and it is our duty to pay back that. And you are a wonderful student, very brilliant, intelligent student from IIT. Don't follow whatever your seniors were doing. वो research, वो सब stereotype, break that stereotype. नया सोचो, नया कुछ करो, करना है अपने nation के लिए, अपने समाज के लिए, अपने लोगों के लिए, अपनी community के लिए. We have to do something. We have to give back to them. And now, from that day to this day, I'm telling you what education has changed in me. अभी जब लोग कोई अपना क्लिनिक खोलते हैं या चैम्बर लॉ का खोलते हैं, सम ब्यूटिशियंस आर देयर, सैलून्स खोलती हैं, दे आर आस्किंग मी मैडम यू आर वेरी लकी प्लीज कम, और हमारे ऑफिस का रिबन आप काटेंगे. एंड आई वॉज रिमेंबरिंग दोज डे जब मुझे कहते कि ये मनहूस है. फॉर मी आई वॉज अ डॉटर ऑफ भारत एंड आई एम थिंकिंग येस इट इज़ अ विकसित भारत. वो विकसित भारत एक बाउंड्री, एक ज्योग्राफी को करने से नहीं होगा. that is here, our mind, our soul, our thinking. उसको वो जब तक विकसित नहीं हो रहा है, भारत कहाँ से विकसित होगा? We have that stereotype thinking, है ना? सब समय stereotype है, लड़कियों का प्रोग्राम है, हम लड़के क्यों जाएंगे? Only few men are there. I am really very thankful to you all कि International Women's Day में all boys are there, sirs are there. I am very happy. नहीं तो लड़कियों का प्रोग्राम है. And yesterday only I received one message. Actual the International Women's Day was on 6th March. And we are celebrating on 8th. No, but it is a WhatsApp joke. It was on 6th March. And we are celebrating on 8th March because women takes 2 days to get ready. होने के लिए, है ना? हम लोग को ऐसे बहुत कुछ सुनने में आता है, बहुत सारे मैसेजेस आते हैं. Yes, we will take only 2 days, we will take 4 days. What is wrong in that? It is our day. Every day is our day. We will take time to groom ourselves, to think in that way. What way I want to come, I want to be here, part of that. मुझे choice होना चाहिए. मैं क्या होना चाहती हूँ, कब होना चाहती हूँ, कब जाना चाहती हूँ. That freedom of mind होना चाहिए. If we have that, then we can have a dream of विकसित भारत. और अगर हम में वो चीज़ ही नहीं है, हमने खाली पढ़ना है, उसके बाद नौकरी करना है, और उससे कोई विकसित नहीं होता. विकसित, I do believe in Buddhism. Madam was talking about happiness. Happiness कहाँ से आएगा? कोई जोक पढ़ने से नहीं आएगा. कोई कहानी पढ़ने से नहीं आएगा. When you are giving something, you are giving your love, your affection, your karuna, compassion, your resources. When you are started giving to them, then the happiness will come. So start giving time to others. Start giving your thought process कि हाँ कोई है उसकी बात सुनने के लिए. हम लोग किसी की बात तक नहीं सुनते हैं. We don't have time. We are so much of busy in that. कोई लड़की भी हमारे पास से चली जाती है और दुखी है, हाँ ठीक है हम बाद में सुनेंगे. No, just listen to them. It will not cost you. And when you listen to them, you know there is so much of big system in India to support those women, that men or the people from underprivileged class. You can at least link them with that. It will not cost you. So please develop that kind of, whatever you want to do, you do yourself. लेकिन उसमें से भी अगर आप किसी को कुछ नहीं देते हैं तो उसका क्या फ़ायदा. और सब बच्चों के लिए मैं तो एक ही लाइन कहना चाहूँगी. किशोर कुमार का एक बहुत पुराना गाना है, आ चल के तुझे मैं लेके चलूँ एक ऐसे गगन के तले जहाँ गम भी ना हो, आंसू भी ना हो, बस प्यार ही प्यार पले. So when we are saying a Viksit Bharat, that is, there is no violence, no domestic violence, no abuse, no gender discrimination, then I can say that is a Viksit Bharat. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, ma'am. And it was really an inspiring, I would say, journey that you have been through. And to be honest, we could not have imagined you sitting here, passing through that journey, had you not believed in yourself and your own strengths. I think that is what is the important takeaway that we get from or learn from your story, that we should all believe in ourselves, be it men, women, be it any other gender. We should always believe in what we are doing, and I think that would bring in the much required strength to fight and to resist all the kind of struggle, hurdle that we face in our day-to-day journey. With that, I would also like to request Professor Gayatri to take over.
So, I second Archana. It was a very inspiring talk, like the hurdles that you have faced. And millions of women face that hurdles in not only in our country, I would say all over the world in different settings. They have first world problems, we have third world problems, but still those are hurdles. So this question is for the both of you. So in order to empower women for Viksit Bharat, I think we should accept that men have a role to play as well. So what according to you, how according to you should the men change their mindset and to fulfill this dream of millions?
Yes, thank you. First of all, I wanted to tell you what I told you in my introduction. It is only 1% of my struggle. 99% picture abhi baki hai. I don't want to tell in this public. The one thing, when we are talking about the women empowerment, first we have to believe that we don't need any kind of empowerment. When people are saying that we need empowerment program hona chahiye, then we started thinking, oh, there is a role of men, there is a role of women, what they can do. No, just believe in yourself. Biologically, madam is from medical background, scientist. Biologically, emotionally, physiologically, psychologically, we are different. All women are different from men. It is not good, not bad. They are different. We all are human beings. But we are different. And we think in a different way. एक लड़के के लिए जो empowerment हो सकता है, success हो सकता है, उस लड़की के लिए नहीं हो सकता. We have a different definition for that. So, but we are believing in that, okay, empower करना है, किसको करना है? किसको empower करना है? एक औरत 9 महीने बच्चे को पेट में रख के पैदा करती है. वी नीड अ गुड साइंस, गुड हाइजीन, हॉस्पिटल्स. और एक आदिवासी औरत पत्थर तोड़ते हुए बच्चे को पैदा करके फिर बच्चे की नाड़ एक उससे बांस के तार से काट के उसको लपेट के फिर गुड़ खा के फिर वो काम करने चली जाती है. यू थिंक वी नीड एम्पावरमेंट फॉर देम? नो. What we need, we have to give them all the resources. What we have, natural, man-made resources, access to them. अगर हमारा बच्चा अगर एक इंग्लिश मीडियम स्कूल में जाता है तो उसका बच्चा भी जाना चाहिए. That is more important. और इसमें men और women, men cannot be a part of empowerment, because we brought up in that condition, that environment, where we treat our women as a commodity. You think about Hamas, Palestine's attack on Israel, or Russia's attack on Ukraine. That is not a war. Nobody is talking about weapon. Nobody is talking about violence or power. They are showing what can we do to your women. The one country or one community, they wanted to show. You all are the student of IIT. You have an internal complaint committee. आपको पता होगा POSH committee क्यों बना? It is from the Bhavri Devi's case. Bhavri Devi का gang rape हुआ था. उसको तो मार सकते थे. They can killed her, murdered her. No. They wanted to teach her a lesson. Okay, तू औरत है. We can do this to you. So this mentality we have to change. Nothing else. Nothing else. That mentality of a man, and it is not their fault. It is our fault, our family. We teach them. You are a boy, you can do anything. You all boys are here. आप लोग का कैंपस होता है, लड़ाई होता है, बाहर जाते हैं. लड़की वहाँ पे नहीं होगी. When you are using slang, सबसे पहले माँ और बहन की गाली देते हैं. Whether you are speaking in English, Malayalam, Tamil, Bangla, सब जगह में माँ की गाली पहले दे के बहन की गाली से आप शुरू करते हैं. And as a mother, as a sister, as a girlfriend, as wife, we don't mind it. वो जो एटीट्यूड है वो लड़कों का चेंज करना है. वो जब तक चेंज नहीं होगा, वो विकसित भारत में हम कितना भी कोशिश कर लें, कुछ भी कर लें, कुछ नहीं होने वाला. And those previous generation, whether it's our fathers or husband जो है या हमारे बच्चे हैं, वहाँ से नहीं. You are the next generation. You are the parents of next generation. And it is your duty. When any child born, blessed, you blessed with any child, male, female or transgender, whatever child you have, आप उसको उसी equal environment में बड़ा करना है. When you give the equal opportunity, equal respect, equal dignity to both gender, then only we can talk about women empowerment or men empowerment. Nobody is saying, बेटा बचाओ, बेटा पढ़ाओ. Nobody is saying. बेटे को हम किसी भी हालत में बचा लेते हैं. At any cost. मारेंगे तो बेटी को. That's why there is a slogan. है ना? माँ को सम्मान. सभी जितने सबू देखो तू, whatever the political parties, माँ को सम्मान. कोई नहीं बोलता बाप को सम्मान. बाप को दारू देना है, वोट देने को आएगा. उसको एक पौवा देना है, दारू देना है, चिकन बिरयानी देना है, they will come for a vote. लेकिन we are giving a माँ को सम्मान. So these slogans, these practices, they cannot give strength to the empowerment system. It is about the mentality of bringing of our male and female both. So both, अगर हम एक जैसा उनको बढ़ाएंगे, एक जैसा करेंगे, then we can have a विकसित भारत. अच्छा भारत. वो तभी हो सकता है. नहीं तो ऐसे डिस्कशन चलता रहेगा. Thank you. Yes, ma'am.
I have something very small to say. With a colleague of mine long back, I remember, not from our country, neighboring country, we were talking of women and getting raped, women getting molested, not being respected. So this gentleman told me that is a fault of the women. I said, why? He said, because they don't dress properly. See, if they don't dress properly, so they entice men, and that's why men has a right to do what they do. I still remember that. I was extremely angry. You see, a man can dress in whatever way he wants, and a woman, if she wants to dress in the way she wants, that means enticing a man, so the fault is hers and not his. I said, that's not absolutely right. I mean, it has to be, you can't blame a woman because she didn't, it doesn't happen. Look at the rape victims. It is not that because they've dressed improperly. So it is, I think it's in a man's attitude to this gentleman's attitude, that a woman gets raped is her fault because she has done something. She's done something to entice the man. She's done something, she didn't dress properly. A woman can dress in whatever way she wants. I think our girls are pretty enlightened to do the dress they want. And girls who are not that entitled, they don't dress improperly also. So I think this is very, very important that there's an attitude of blaming the girl. You know, whatever happens, of blaming the girl. That either she's not dressed properly, or she's not right behavior, or she's gone out at the time she should not. So I think this kind of attitude in men But I think I feel very glad to see that it was more in our generation. In the future generations, I was telling somebody, our younger men are somehow, like I look at my son, we are just two sisters, I also got married very early, so that didn't matter. But what I see in my sons is that they take a lot of responsibility in bringing up my grandchildren. I mean, they take a lot of than what my husband would do to look after my children. My son does much more to look after his daughter and son. So I think this sharing of responsibility among man and woman, which was totally taken as women's responsibility, men have taken over. I mean, he changed diapers, he feeds his daughter. So I think these are things which I'm seeing in the future generations coming up. So I think in a way, men's attitude are changing in one way. And it's a very positive, I think it's a very, very positive deviance, as we say in science. Positive deviance is coming in men. But I agree that it's not, you don't need to empower women. We are pretty empowered. Only thing is that it's the family, it's what gives them a feeling of that they're not empowered. I think that's very important. But I think men's attitude of blaming a girl for something going wrong still exists to some extent. That somehow, I'm not blaming any of the men, but I'm saying that this feeling of that, that it is a feeling of that, the girl can do what she feels like, but why do you have to get enticed if it doesn't, that you don't have to go and rape her for that, because of that. So I think give the freedom to the girl of the way she wants to dress, but also the girl on her onus to see, as I told you when I was talking, that have all the broadness of your mind, all the freedom in your mind, but don't know where to stop. I still remember when I was first going abroad for setting a paper. I was 17 years old. We were going to Japan. And when I told my mother, I was very, what would I say? I like to chat with people, smile with people, know unknown people, go and chat with them if necessary. So what my mother told me was, be careful. Don't chat with unknown people. Don't go on smiling at everybody around you. Okay, then they'll think, so don't smile too much. Don't talk to everyone. Stay quietly, behave yourself. Okay, fine. And told my father, he said, be as broad-minded as possible. Everybody is good. Everybody has a positive video. So as broad-minded as possible. So my father told me, be as broad-minded as possible. My mother told me, be restrained. So I think this is what? A balance of restrainment to some extent, but at the same time, don't be narrow-minded. Be broad-minded. Men are all good men. They're not bad men. They're all good men. So be broad-minded. Accept them in their friendship. Men, as in my life, I have more man friends than women friends, to be very honest. And I find them better friends than women friends. Man friends, I find them as better friends because their gossip is not there. For some strange reason, we talk about several things which are of a lot of interest, maybe because of my profession, maybe their professions, heading hospitals, having institutions, maybe there it comes differently. But we don't talk of gossip, or what to buy, what not to buy, and stuff like that. But we talk of things, much better, like the football games, the cricket, the IPL, and how does money matter goes in, and a lot of very interesting things which happens. So I get along better with men than women. I think maybe fault or whatever.
More number of female friends, and they are very supportive, very helpful.
They're supportive. I completely agree with that. But I get along better with men. I can't help it. I get along better with men. But I have a lot of women friends, no doubt about that. But I get along better with men while talking. But I think in a way, I've never found them to be restraintful in any way. But I tell you, in my future generations, my daughter-in-law, she also has more men friends. She goes out with them, goes for dinner, goes for something. My son doesn't mind. He says it's fine. So I think that understanding which has come into our next generation, which will further increase, it will further increase. So I think I welcome this change, and I think it's going to come automatically. It's not that it will not come. It will take time. I was when my 22-year-old granddaughter went out. She's in Warwick. She went out when she was 19. I was pretty worried, all alone, staying by herself and all that. But I find she's completely okay, not at all. So I think the world is changing in a way, in a very positive way. And I think we have to accept it the way it is, I think. It's better to accept it the way it is. Thank you.
So I think beyond the, so when we look for friends, we look for friends. We don't look for male friends or women friends. That's the basic. Right. So being in the, so in like earlier years, women wouldn't even feel comfortable going to the police station or lodging a case against their husbands or in-laws, or even going for regular health checkups. So according to you, from your own professional perspective, what has changed, like this mindset from the women itself, like themselves, like whether they have become more courageous and more I would say more assertive to be able to come and share their thoughts, share their problems with, professionally, or personal problems or professional problems. I mean, that is a sign of empowerment, quote unquote, I guess.
Madam, can I? This is the question I really want to be there. Yes, you have to ask this question. What happened whenever we see the crime record or national crime records, we are saying, okay, this state, they are having a more number of criminal cases against men by women, or sexual assault cases or abuse cases or domestic violence cases. I always take those numbers, if the number are high, I always take as a positive note. Because if there is no case, they are not reporting, it means there is a crime, there is a violence, but women has no courage, no support system, they haven't developed their ecosystem between that they can file a case. So, agar report बहुत ज़्यादा हो रहा है, it is a positive sign that women are coming up with the number of cases. They are speaking up that yes, they are facing domestic violence in family or at workplace or at, in public place. So when the cases are rising or coming, so take it as a positive sign. I'm not saying the crime, if the crime is high, it is a good for society. No, it is not. Crime was there, crime will be there. So crime to rahega. Any society, you take any society, crime will be there, वो रहेगा, criminal लोग भी रहेंगे. But the way you are addressing that crime, that is very much important. And if you cannot address that crime, and you have no support system, you have no courage to file a case against that person, and if you are going to police station or court, they are not delivering judgment on time, then this is not, we are saying it is a developed country. So when we are talking about Viksit Bharat, तो उसमें है कि crime अगर हो रहा है तो आप report करो और criminal को भी सजा time से मिले. You heard many cases. I think you people are quite much more tech savvy than us. You have immediate information on your fingertip. Nirbhaya case को ले लीजिए. What the modern was telling. It happened in the month of December, 16 December. Delhi, कड़ाके की ठंड. She was with full pant, jacket, sweaters. She was a totally fully covered lady. What was her fault? She was sitting in that bus with her friend, male friend, boyfriend. उसमें से क्रिमिनल उसको इतना मारा, उसके पेट में रॉड डाल के मतलब उसकी इंटेस्टाइन निकाल दिया, क्योंकि ऐसी लड़कियों के साथ ऐसा होना चाहिए. That mentality. When they ask them why you did to that, okay, you raped that girl, okay, आपने किया, है ना, you are a criminal, आपने उसको रेप किया, लेकिन वो अकेली मिल गई इसलिए किया, because you are in 6 in number and she was alone. But why you are so violent with her? तो उसने बोला कि ऐसी लड़कियों के साथ ऐसा ही होना चाहिए. So that mentality जिन लोगों की है, तो उसके अगेंस्ट में वॉइस कौन उठाएगा? She didn't file a case. उसको तो बस से बाहर फेंक दिया था, उसको और उसके फ्रेंड को, because it was a criminal case, failure of police system, टाइम पे गाड़ी नहीं आई थी, इसीलिए वो केस एक criminal offense बना. So we have to file a case. The people who are sitting over there, all the married women, more or less, when you are listening my story, I'm not saying you all gone through the same kind of violence in your family, but yes, verbal तो कभी ना कभी सुना होगा. अरे ये तो काली है, मेरी शादी तो उससे होनी थी, मेरे फादर ने तो उससे प्रपोज किया था, खुद का रंग वो रास्ते के पिच्चू की तरह काला होगा, लड़की उनको ऐश्वर्या राय चाहिए, है ना. मेरे बाप के घर आएंगे, मेरा खाना खाएंगे, कोल्ड ड्रिंक पिएंगे, काजू खाएंगे, मिठाई खाएंगे, एंड आफ्टर ईटिंग सो मच ऑफ स्टफ दे आर गोइंग बैक एंड सेइंग हमको लड़की पसंद नहीं है. व्हाई शी इज शॉर्ट, है ना, उनको कैटरीना कैफ चाहिए. And she is, if that's why we are saying कि आप लोगों को पढ़ना ज़रूर है, because you are studying, then you will get job, तो सब लोग आपके पास आएंगे, otherwise not there. तो domestic violence का भी हम केस करने नहीं जाते. अगर हम करने जाएंगे, I am a good wife, I am a good daughter, I am a good sister, because I never raise voice against system. Never against voice against my in-laws, my husband, my brother, my father. That's why I'm good. The moment I will go to the court, मैं दुनिया की सबसे खराब लड़की बन जाऊंगी. We have an equal right in our property. How many of ladies are asking about their property rights? No, बहुत कम. नहीं, अगर property right मांगेंगे तो भाई गुस्सा हो जाएगा. আমার ছেলের বিয়েতে মামা বাড়ি থেকে ভাত আসবে না, है ना? मामा गुस्सा हो जाएगा. बाप रे, मेरा शेयर चला जाएगा. भाई कहेगा ये चंडी है मेरी बहन, मुझे कोर्ट में ले गई. अरे why don't you give her share? It is a right. And I am telling all the women, don't ask for a big lehenga, banarsi sari, jewelry, parlor and car, big TV. Don't. Property. Only ask for your property. When you have a property, when you have a land under your feet, जब भी हस्बैंड वाइफ का लड़ाई होते हैं, पहला डायलॉग क्या होता है? गेट आउट फ्रॉम माई होम. मेरे घर से निकल जाओ. बिकॉज 99% द ओनर ऑफ द लैंड आर मेन. और हम लोग बेवकूफ औरतें निकलेंगी, साथ में बच्चे भी लेके जाएंगी. आई ऑलवेज टेल माई वीमेन हु आर कमिंग टू मी, ओके यू लीव दैट हाउस, कम आउट ऑफ दैट फैमिली. अपने बच्चे वहां छोड़ के आओ. जो वो 1 साल का बच्चा, 2 साल का बच्चा, 3 साल के बच्चे को संभालेगा ना, देन ही विल कॉल यू बैक. ये लोग, लेकिन वी सेंटिमेंट, आई टोल्ड यू ना, वीमेन थिंक इन डिफरेंट वे. हस्बैंड से झगड़ा हुआ, 2-3 साल का बच्चा लेंगी, अपने कपड़े उठाएंगी, चली आएंगी, गोल्ड सब घर में रख के आएंगी, कैश नहीं है उनके पास. सो दे नेवर थिंक इन दैट वे, है ना. हस्बैंड इतना दुबला पतला सा, एकदम दुबला पतला. माई मदर इज फ्रॉम कांगड़ा, हिमाचल प्रदेश. एकदम दुबले पतले से होते हैं, आके बीबी की पिटाई कर रहे हैं. अरे व्हाट? नहीं, धर्म. माई धर्म इज सेइंग that we have to be sacrificing, we have to be good women, we have to adjust with everything, accommodate with everything, accept everything. हम पति को मारेंगे तो नहीं होगा ना. तो इसीलिए, तो that those interpersonal relationships, society, that conditioning taught us कि we have to stay in a family. When the women are going for a police station or filing a complaint against any kind of violence, so if it is coming, we are not welcoming them. No, we have to welcome them. We have to listen them. We have to support them. लेकिन हम कहते हो बेकार की औरत है, देखो केस कर दिया, वो लड़की अच्छी नहीं है. आईसीसी में आप कंप्लेंट डाल के देखो, द होल इंस्टीट्यूट विस्परिंग अगेंस्ट यू. सर हमको तो कभी नहीं बोले, उसको क्यों बोले? अरे बेटा वो तुमको नहीं बोले, वो उसको तुमको नहीं बोलेंगे. मेरे को कोई लड़का नहीं छेड़ेगा. दे नो आई वॉज इन अ वुमेन कमीशन, 2 चपट घुमा के लगा दूंगी. बट किसी और को तो दूसरी तो इजी मिल रही है ना, उसको छेड़ दो. सो वन पर्सन इज इफ रिस्पेक्टिंग वन वुमेन, इट मीन्स नॉट they are respecting all the women. When the women are coming with complaint, whether at workplace, at home or at public place, they have to report. और ये केस अभी रिपोर्ट इसलिए हो रहे हैं because there is awareness. Now we are talking about that, we are discussing about that, we are sensitizing people, we are teaching daughters कि आपके पास क्या क्या होना चाहिए. If I will ask you a question, do you have a women helpline number? You have a child helpline number? No, you don't have. क्यों? फिर जब प्रॉब्लम होगा तब बोलेंगे सरकार को दोष देंगे. Government is not doing for us, police is not listening to us, courts are, we can't file a case in court. You must have information. And if you have information, you execute that. Use that information. Not for you. आपके ऊपर कुछ नहीं, किसी और को कुछ हो रहा है. Use those number for them. Helpline number for them. Link करो, उनके लिए help करो. So then we can have in the process of that equity. नहीं तो ऐसे तो वो सब बोले ना कि लड़की लोग केस करती हैं, वो नहीं करना चाहती. Because there is so much of oppose from family. नहीं करना है केस. If I am unmarried, I am filing a case against my professor or any faculty or non-faculty member or any person or colleague. अरे तुम्हारा शादी नहीं हुआ, nobody going to marry me because my case is pending. Inquiries is going on. If I am married, my husband will tell me, तुमने क्यों केस किया? हमारे पूरा ससुराल का नाम बदनाम हो गया, है ना? So there is you see all the big cases, चाहे वो क्लिंटन का हो, चाहे वो राठौर डीजी का हो, when there is a case against men, उनके माँ बाप, that's why when madam was introducing me, I am working for the women who are in prison, who are in jails. एक आदमी जब जेल में जाता है, बहन भी राखी बांधने जाती है, बाप पूरी जमीन बेच देता है वकील को पैसा देके, बेटा बाहर आना चाहिए at any cost. वाइफ खाना बना के लेके जाती है हस्बैंड के लिए, लेकिन जब एक औरत जेल जाती है, नॉट ए सिंगल ब्रदर, हस्बैंड, बाप, कोई उसको मिलने नहीं आता है. इन लॉ साइड कोई नहीं आता है. शी इज ऑल्सो ए क्रिमिनल. आई एम नॉट सेइंग शी इज अ देवी, उसने भी क्राइम किया, बट नोबडी इज मीटिंग देम. व्हेन आई एम टॉकिंग टू देम, दे आर होल्डिंग माई हैंड एंड हक करके बोलती है, मैडम सालों हो गए हमको कोई बात नहीं करने वाला. नोबडी इज कमिंग टू अस, नोबडी इज पेइंग फीस टू अवर लॉयर कि मेरा केस चल जाए. So this is a situation. There is so much of discrimination in tangible way, intangible way. Something we are seeing, something unseen stories are there. So those unseen story, it is very difficult for them to file a case. If somebody is filing a case, please support them. But we are not supporting them. वही जो मैडम बोले gossiping होता है, अरे उसने कर दिया, उसकी लड़की खराब, ये वो ये करके ये चलता है. So that practice, that attitude we have to change. Thank you.
I think I totally agree with Namrata in this way, but I think the thing is that it's a social pressure. Why, what she's saying is very right, that women don't go to police stations or anywhere. It is just because of social pressure, that how the society will treat with them. She's very right in giving examples. That social pressure is the main thing which prevents women from going. No, not that they're scared, but the social pressure on them. It's not only going to police station. You look at women who are ostracized, like widows, are being sent to Varanasi. Widows who are sent to Mathura. It's mostly property, as you said. But they'll fight for the property. They go so that the property can be taken by the brothers. You look at mental hospitals. Women are mentally quite sound, they're sent off to mental hospitals. And they're there for years, nobody takes them out. So I think it's not only police station, but these obsolete places from where women can't come back. These have been happening for years now. I worked for some time with the widows of Mathura and Varanasi with an organization called Sulabh. They started doing it, Dr. Bindeshwari Pathak. So I found the terrible condition they were there. I mean, totally ostracized, and at the same time, young widows who went there were totally used by the local men there. Sexually, they were sent to people, abused, earned out of them. So it's a very, very strange state of affairs. So I think it's very true that on one side, Viksit Bharat, therefore, as I told you, is the two things that they have pointed out is one, that there should not be poverty. So poverty will not be poverty, economically independence. So women have to become economically independent. Unless you become economically independent, only then you can go over the societal pressure. That's I think, one of the main things. And the second thing I would put is no child labor. That is two things that you see, two main things in no child labor. That's again of financial independence. And that they've linked to skill development. So I think these are upper class stories. But they have to, these are the two main things, the ideology, is that it has to come to percolate down, as she was saying, percolate down to all levels, is something very, very important.
So I think as a society, we need to be aware of these things. Like, how many of us actually think about people who are in jails, like about the women who are in jails and how differently they are, treated when put against the men, and also the widows. We have read about the widows of Varanasi in Sharat Chandra's books, maybe, but this happens even at today's time. This is something unthinkable for most of us. So I think the students sitting here, they would, I'm sure they are very enriched today with this discussion. So I would request any questions from the audience today. Yes, please. Maybe you can come to the podium.
Otherwise, women are always audible.
Hello everyone. Hello ma'am. My name is Kirti GS. Ma'am, I have this question. Ma'am, you have told that as being a premier institute, the students of our institute have a major role in contributing towards Vikasit Bharat. So what are the student initiatives that you would recommend for the student body to take up? Both of you, I would like to hear.
Yeah, I think,
she's our women representative.
Yes, ma'am, I'm the women representative to the institute.
as I was just telling initially that Viksit Bharat is more skill-oriented. I mean, whatever is the ideology of Viksit Bharat, I mean, there are deeper sensations into it, but broadly speaking, it is skill development. What they say, skill development, poverty alleviation, and no child labor. These are, so if you look at the whole issue of it, it's bringing up everyone to a technological level where they can be independent, they can earn. There's no poverty available. I think here, as we were talking, the women are socially deprived, women are financially deprived in every way. Even if a woman earns, in many households now, if women earns, she comes back and gives the money to the family. I mean, or to the man, to the mother-in-law, or to the husband. She doesn't keep the money. In many of these, I don't know whether, in many of these, especially, for example, the maid who works in my house, she takes the money, salary, goes and gives it to her husband. And they spend the whole money. The money is not in her hand. So I think these are certain things that women's, in a way, once you're doing skill development and financial management for women is, IIT girls will not have the problem, I'm sure. But at the lower level, if you look, that financial skill development with financial independence is very important, because unless you give them social awareness, all that, you have spoken a lot about it, I'm not going into all that. Those are, of course, the very network of a society. You have to do that. How far we can do, how far we can succeed, will all depend on how deeply one can percolate. And we don't know how really, I mean, the kind of problems we have, whether we'll be able to percolate it or not. But overall, what Viksit Bharat wants to do is have everybody financially independent, so that their skill will give financial. And skill can be of any kind. Not that you have to be an engineer or a doctor. Any kind of skill through which you can earn money. They also add to the industry. That's another thing they've added. We look into the Viksit Bharat ideology. But what I'm telling you, what you people, I mean, what I think that you can do is from your level. I mean, I can't tell you that you leave your work and start to go and sort of trying an uplift, because you have to look at your own careers. You have to see that you rise well. You sort of, your own lives have to settle down. I wouldn't tell you to do something to not to settle down and do things. But at the same time, I think if you can in some way help in whatever way possible in the skill development, because you are very skilled, in the skill development of people who are not having the facility to do any skill development. So if you can, whatever manner, in your own way, I mean, I'm not, I mean, I really don't know how to express it, and that maybe Namrata can do it better, that you are coming from a cream of a educational qualification. So, but there are people who are way below you, and unless they get some kind of a skill, they will not be able to reach that financial level. So it is whatever way you can, you think you can, to help people who are down below to have some kind of a skill to come up. I think that's one of the main things I would sort of think, if you can do that, some of you, as a hobby, as an intrusion to the society, keeping your own dreams going on, not discarding your dreams. And number two is what I keep telling is that, of course, you do for women. We are talking of women today, but at the same time, I think it has to be men also. It's also men. It has to be, if you talk of a nation coming up, it is men and women both together. So while you are doing it for women, I would not tell you, don't leave the men out. Let them also, if you are helping, because when people are in a poverty, like she talked of Chondalika. Chondalika was not only financial, it was more of a caste. Chondalika she was Chondalini, she was Chondalini's daughter, Chondal's daughter. So the water was not taken because of anything but not a woman. It was not taken from her because she came from a caste. You couldn't take water from Chondal's hand. That was the main thing. So I think these things still exist in India quite a bit. The caste, not too much in Bengal, but it does exist in many places. Caste, creed, all these are very important. So I think we are in a difficult situation. I'm not telling you we're not in a difficult situation, but you coming from an institution from where you can get all the facilities, how you can involve people who are not so lucky, not so bright, not so, what would I say, have the courage. if you can do something for them, it will be something possibly great, I think, at your level. I mean, I'm talking from the IIT standards, but maybe there are far more things you can do. I'm only talking for you, for the IIT standards.
Okay.
But at the same time, I'd like to tell a small story. I was just thinking of telling one small story, that if you look at the traditional people of India, I was talking to Ritanuka about it, traditional people of India, like we're talking of widows, women outside, there's a remarkable respect given to women. If you look at, I worked a lot, I've even lived with them, worked a lot with the Jarvas. And when the Jarvas were, as a matter of fact, not coming to the mainstream yet, so we had to go and work with them in the order of an high court. We had a small team. And at that time, when, Jarvas don't wear anything, don't wear any clothes, nothing. So they're very, I found such remarkable qualities in them. I mean, they're 2,000 times better than us, those Jarvas. If you look at the men and the women, they're very, they know whom to mix with. I was very friendly with them, so I could be close to them. And what I found in Jarvas, they're very family-oriented. The husband, wife, children, they have little huts to stay. There's a big hut separately, which is only for single women, like widows, girls who attain puberty, not yet married. So all single women are in a hut separately. They can stay. Parents are here, girl grows up, become ready to get married, she goes to that hut to stay. All widows, young, old, all together. So it's only women's hut. They all stay together. And these Jarvas go fish in the morning, have the fish, then go out to in the forest to eat berries, bring back the boat to eat, roast and eat. When they come back home with their hunt, 25% of whatever they bring from the hunt has to go to that hut. So the women there get much more food than each hut gets. Everyone, like there are 20 huts, all the 20 will give that 25% food. It'll give it voluntarily. Go and give that 25% of the food to those single woman hut. So those women have enough food to eat, enough of everything, water, food, berries, whatever. So this is, see, nobody tells them, this is a traditional system which has come for hundreds of years into Jarvas, hundreds of years. 25% of their hunt will go to the women who are single, because they can't hunt. They also go hunting. Women also go hunting there, but in spite of that, they will get this. So I think these are some remarkable qualities. I think as we have grown in other ways, we have lost some of those own things. But traditionally, if you look at it, we have such wonderful examples to set. Thank you. I just thought of adding.
Thank you.
Okay. Kirti, I wanted to add with that Viksit Bharat is a broad sense. We are saying it is much about financially, stability. We need a very flexible and strong economy. Then there is no child labor. So when all the children are in school and for better education and when they will grow up for the skill development program, we can adjust. These few parameters are there. For the elimination of poverty or whatever, but the Viksit Bharat, we have to understand the essence of the Viksit Bharat. What kind of Bharat we wanted to see in future, Viksit Bharat. In 2047, when 100 years of independence from the British ruler. So, when we are comparing from the British ruler, 1997 mein Bharat kaisa tha, now we want to see in the 2047, hai na, Viksit Bharat. We have to understand the essence of this journey. So we have to not confined into the modern technology, क्या है और क्या नए ये सब मतलब जो stereotype programs है वो नहीं करें. What happened? Most of the development program made by people who never experiment with those. They are IS officers, bureaucrats, they never seen those things. Madam has given you a wonderful example of tribal communities. They're the sharing of, taking care of the single woman or other people. So, we have to go back to our roots. If we really want a Viksit Bharat, if our foundation is weak, and we made a story up and up and up, you know, you are the science student, you know, हम उसके ऊपर 6 मंजिल 10 मंजिल बड़ा करके बना देंगे, might be after 50 years it will fall. So वो वाला विकसित भारत नहीं चाहिए, हमें विकसित भारत चाहिए. We have to understand the essence of the विकसित भारत. We have to think beyond British ruler. उससे भी पहले मुगल थे, उससे भी पहले वैदिक पीरियड था, क्या क्या साइंस थी, क्या टेक्नोलॉजी थी, what were their way of life. I am giving you example of Chanakya Niti. It's a very simple thing. है ना, कोई भी चीज़ होती है, वी नेवर रीड अबाउट दैट, वी नेवर इवन प्रैक्टिस दैट, कि वो वाली नीतियाँ क्या क्या बोलती थी. मे बी दैट इज नॉट रिलेवेंट टू दिस मॉडर्न इरा, लेकिन वो थी. अंडरस्टैंड. तो वी हैव टू सी व्हाट इंडिजिनियस प्रॉपर्टी वी हैव, क्वालिटीज वी हैव, ट्राइबल्स, वी हैव टू गो बैक टू द ट्राइबल्स. जनजाति लोगों के पास देखो, यू लुक एट देयर वे ऑफ लाइफ. देयर आर women without blouse, without ये small sarees, and nobody is teasing them. There is a no domestic violence, there is a no gender discrimination, there is a no female feticide. So we have to go back to that. When we are talking about the Viksit Bharat, it is not about what we are saying कि पूरे सबके बैंक के अकाउंट में पैसा आ जाएगा या बहुत बड़ी बिल्डिंग्स रोड बन जाएंगे. अगर एक रोड अच्छा बन जाएगा और एक लड़की रात को अकेली जाएगी, उसके संग निर्भया होगा, तो दैट इज नॉट अ विकसित भारत. अंडरस्टैंड. वी हैव टू आइडेंटिफाई, you people are in research, you get the best opportunity, best faculties, you have the best top teachers to teach you. तो you think out of the box. क्या कर सकते हैं, कौन सी हमारी पुरानी, हमारी जो है हमारी ग्लोरियस हिस्ट्री है, उसमें से हम क्या क्या निकाल के उसको फिर से उसको न्यू शेप दे के हम विकसित भारत में उसको जोड़ सकते हैं. डोंट फॉलो स्टीरियोटाइप्स, डोंट फॉलो. इफ यू गो, यू कम यहाँ ये स्टीरियोटाइप करना है, ये पीएचडी का सब्जेक्ट करना है, यही करना है, वो करना है. नो, डोंट डू दैट. इफ यू रियली वांट टू कंट्रीब्यूट टू योर कंट्री, यू थिंक इन अ दैट वे कि हम और क्या क्या कर सकते हैं और क्या नई चीज़ों का इनोवेशंस कर सकते हैं. विद साइंस, टेक्नोलॉजी, ह्यूमैनिटी, देयर आर डिफरेंट एरियाज, बट दैट इज़ अप टू यू. आप अपने ड्रीम को फॉलो करो, ड्रीम के साथ साथ इसको भी थोड़ा सा करो, क्योंकि ये जो जन्म है, हम जो इस धरती पे खड़े होकर जन्म लिए और जो सपने देखते हैं, वो धरती को भी तो आगे बढ़ना है, उसके बारे में तो सोचना है. सो दिस इज ऑल अबाउट द एसेंस ऑफ द विकसित भारत. वी हैव टू डीपली थिंक अबाउट दैट एंड वी हैव टू डू व्हाट इज नॉट स्टीरियोटाइप. ब्रेकिंग स्टीरियोटाइप, आप कुछ नया करो, वही पुरानी चीज़ों से लेके कुछ नया इजाद करो, तो हम लोग बहुत किसी तरह से उसमें कंट्रीब्यूट कर सकते हैं. इन मैनी वेज यू कैन डू. और फॉर ऑल द गर्ल स्टूडेंट्स, बॉयज़ ऑल्सो, बिकॉज दे हैव देयर ओन स्टोरीज. वो बेचारे बोल नहीं पाते हैं, अलग बात है. उनको बोलने का ऐसा कोई मैन इंटरनेशनल डे नहीं होता है कि वो भी माइक के आके बोलें कि देखो मैडम, मर्द को दर्द नहीं होता, हीरो बोला बट हमको दर्द होता है. दे कांट से इन पब्लिक, एनीबडी कैन कम. तो मैं सभी स्टूडेंट से ये 2 लाइनें बोलना चाहूँगी. ज़रूरी नहीं तेरी कहानी जब ख़त्म हो तो तालियों की गड़गड़ाहट हो, बिकॉज हम लोग सभी को ताली बहुत अच्छी लगती है, प्रेज वर्दी एंड सक्सेस स्टोरीज. ज़रूरी नहीं तेरी कहानी जब ख़त्म हो तो तालियों की गड़गड़ाहट हो. ज़रूरी ये है कि तुम जैसा कोई और तुम्हारी जैसी किसी की कहानी ना हो. दैट इज़ मोर इम्पॉर्टेंट टू ऑल ऑफ यू.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you so much for that. That was very insightful. Ma'am, adding on to that, I would like to let you know that we have a 24/7 women helpline number working in the campus. Anytime, any students or any faculty, they can call if they are in need. So these are some of the student initiatives that we are taken upon. And yes, ma'am, along with that, the gender sensitization course, which will be made mandatory from the next semester. So yes, ma'am. Thank you so much for that insight.
And whenever we are talking about the gender stereotype, अगली बार हम लोग आए या कोई भी गेस्ट आए तो खाली लड़कियां फूल ना दे, लड़के भी दे. That is, we have to start with ourselves.
Yeah.
Thank you so much.
Thank you, Kirti.
So I think there was another question.
Good morning. So, as you lined out the parameters for the Viksit Bharat program, you said that it's mostly about poverty alleviation and zero child labor. So, it doesn't seem like a higher education problem. Seems more like a primary and secondary education level problem, to me at least. So, could you suggest some changes to the primary and secondary level education curricula that would help alleviate these problems? Because if we improve the primary and secondary level education, then that gives a basic level of skill development to go into at least manufacturing sectors and work there. And as I was thinking about this problem, another thing also came to my mind that, for example, women's hygiene is treated very in a taboo manner at this level. Whenever you get given a basic sex education class, which not really sex education at school level, it's the girls get taken away for basic menstrual cycle workshop, and when they come back, they get given menstrual pads and like sanitary pads, and they're given it in like brown paper bags, and they're told to like don't show this to anyone, and like it's treated in a very secretive manner. So even that seems like a wrong thing to do.
Oh, yeah, you will talk about it. What's your name?
My name's Bismay. I'm from Bhubaneswar.
What's your name?
Bismay.
Vismay. So Vismay has one question about that, about the education system. You see, in India, most of our parents, they wanted to send us a private school or public school. But when we are talking about the higher education, they wanted to send us a government colleges. Because we know the best education we can avail in a government colleges, not in private colleges. Understand? So this is the first basic problem we have to identify. Now, what is the problem? If you see the education policy, it is totally disturbed. Nobody wanted to touch that, because once you touch that education policy, the whole nation will disturb. We have a ICIC, we have a CBSE, we have a Madhyamik board, we have a local education system. So there are preschooling system. Then people are saying now we have to promote the mother-based tongue education, not to educate people in a Hindi or English or typical in a state language. Santali hai, yo log hai, tribals hai, unki usme do. So that education system itself, which was the setup by the Britishers, it has a tremendous problem in that. वो जो root cause है, वो हमको पहले खत्म करना है. If we need a best education system in our school, in our country, then it should be equal. वो equality नहीं है. There is a public school, there is a private school, there is a government school. तो वो जो बच्चे भी उसमें जब divide होके जाते हैं, उनके teachers, government school teacher, they are getting their salary on time, everything. They are not that much of productive. I'm not blaming anyone. I'm just talking about the system. But in private school, the same teacher is spending 8 hours to the student, but they are getting only 1/3 of that salary or 1/10 of the salary, but they are giving best. So we have to see, we have to change the education policy first, the whole education policy. But it is not possible because there are a very big player in this education. So slowly, now the education policy में कुछ reform हो रहा है. तो वो धीरे करके होगा. It is not in a 1 day or 1 year they cannot change the education policy. So but gradually we have to change the total policy from the beginning. And it should be the same, equal for all. जिनको private वगैरह में पढ़ना, we should not have that system. We should not develop that kind of system. We have an international school in Kolkata, in Bhubaneswar, in Chennai, in Trichur. क्या इंटरनेशनल स्कूल कहाँ से हो गए? You are in India, you are in this state or that state, you have this international school, that international, कहाँ से हो गए? Baba, who are these? Who are giving permission to them? Who are giving certification to them? They open a school and give education to children. But we have that. So we have to change the education system from the beginning. Then we can talk about. So in every nation, if we need what kind of a developed nation, विकसित भारत, तो उसमें दो चीजें free और mandatory होनी चाहिए. One is education, another is a health. The automatically corruption level will decrease. आप किसी भी आदमी को बोलो corruption क्यों करते हो? बीवी बच्चों के लिए करता हूँ, है ना? अगर वो कल को हॉस्पिटल जाएंगे, पैसा चाहिए, है उस बच्चे को पढ़ाने के लिए इतना लाख रुपया, इतने करोड़ डोनेशन चाहिए. If we will make education and health free, you see the level of corruption will decrease. For what purpose you will save or corrupt? माने कितना पैसा क्यों जोड़ेंगे? So we have to see in that manner. And another question, madam will give answer, but I have a different answer for that. You are talking about the women's hygiene, and it is a taboo. Nothing wrong in that. Nothing wrong in that. What is good in that? You tell me. मैं carefree का pad लेके घुमाती आऊँ. Yes, I have bought it because in the name of freedom. कि हम फ्री हैं, वी आर मॉडर्न वीमेन, वी कैन टॉक अबाउट एनीथिंग, वी आर इंडिविजुअल्स, और मैं स्टेफी खरीदूँ और मैं उसको घुमाती हूँ और देखो आज हमने ये खरीदा है, दिस इज माई शॉपिंग टुडे. व्हाई वी नीड फॉर दैट? इन एशियन सिस्टम वी ऑलवेज ब्लेम अवर सिस्टम. व्हाई डोंट यू थिंक अबाउट दैट? वी हैड अ सिस्टम व्हेन वी हैव पीरियड, हमको 5 दिन के लिए रेस्ट दिया जाता था. वी कांट टच, We can't touch temples, we can't touch kitchen, we can't touch any food, we can't fetch water from, वो भी गंदा हो जाएगा. वो बाद में उसको नाम दिया गया. It was because in those days, in our periods, women face so much of hormonal changes. They need rest, their body need rest. इसीलिए scientifically उनको बोला कि आप 5 दिन कुछ नहीं छुओगे. You sit in a corner of house. Okay? और हमने फेमिनिस्ट लड़कियों ने दिस इज इंडिया, दे आर टॉर्चरिंग देयर वुमेन, उनको अनटचेबल बना दिया, छूने नहीं दे रहे, वो कर दिया. एंड नाउ सेम वीमेन आर क्राइंग कि वी आर गेटिंग पीरियड, हमको छुट्टी दिया जाए. 1 day हॉलीडे, 2 day हॉलीडेज. फॉर व्हाट पर्पस? कि हम उसी तरह घर के कोने में पड़े रहेंगे. अंडरस्टैंड? वी हैव टू अंडरस्टैंड द प्रॉब्लम. एक्चुअली व्हाट इज द प्रॉब्लम? We are not showing the problem. Women hygiene is a totally different issue. It is a health issue. It has nothing to do with the women freedom. It has nothing to do with feminism. It is a hygiene issue. जैसे आदमियों का hygiene का होता है, लेडीज लोगों का ज्यादा होता है. Lacting mother है, pregnant होगी, बच्चा होगा, periods होंगे. It is a health issue. लेकिन हम उसको feminism का नाम दे देते हैं. Okay, वो women's right, वो करेंगे. No, we don't need that. We have to understand what is the health issue of a woman, what she needs. End of the day, she needs rest. She needs privacy. Or keep it in a private way. आप उसको लेके पब्लिक क्यों बनाना चाहते हो? लड़का मोटरसाइकिल रख के रास्ते के ऊपर खड़ा होके पेशाब करेगा. Male can do, so women can do because we are a woman. We are feminist. हम भी करेंगे. And we are saying, okay, publicly क्यों नहीं कर सकते? So that's why I'm telling you, it is not taboo. It is not that restrictions. It is something कि हाँ ठीक है, उसको हम इतना तक बोल सकते हैं, इतना प्राइवेट कर सकते हैं, इतना ये कर सकते हैं. If medicine वाला giving you something in medical shop, sanitary napkins, and it is wrapped in a brown paper, what is wrong in that? Because mentally our society is not prepared for that. Father doesn't want to see कि वो बेटी क्या सैनिटरी नैपकिन कौन सी कंपनी का लेना चाहिए, बिकॉज दे आर नॉट प्रिपेयर फॉर दैट. दे आर फ्रॉम दैट कंजर्वेटिव बैकग्राउंड. व्हाई शुड वी इम्पोज ऑल अवर थॉट्स टू दैट? सो वी हैव टू अंडरस्टैंड. आप, ये मेरे विचार है, आपके नहीं हो सकते. You might be different from that, but think in a that way. Always not blindly follow what the feminists are saying, what the women are saying. No, कि क्या क्या चीज हमारी ये प्रैक्टिस में थी, क्या क्या नहीं थी. So you boys are enjoying we women, you see, हम लोग कहते हैं हमारे हाथ में हथकड़ियाँ हैं, क्या है, चूड़ी पहना दिया है ना. Women are saying हमको गले में चेन, पाँव में पाजेब वगैरह डाल दिया. Women love that. ये बेड़िया नहीं है, this is our fashion. We love. हमको अच्छा लगता है. हम उसको, तुम बेड़ियाँ हैं, बेड़ियों को तोड़ो, ये सब मत करो, हाँ ये नहीं लगाना, वो नहीं लगाना. Okay. It was good for them. ये किस लिए बना था कि बाद में हम मार्केट में जाए तो पता चला जाए ये मैरिड है. तुम लड़के लोगों का तो पता ही नहीं चलता. एक बार शादी किया, 2 बार किया, 3 बार किया, there is no sign. तो उसके लिए हम क्या डिमांड करेंगे? बिकॉज वी आर फेमिनिस्ट, वी नीड अ विमेन एम्पावरमेंट. लड़के लोगों का भी एक साइन होना चाहिए, उनका भी एक तिलक या मांग में सिंदूर या कुछ तो एक होना चाहिए ना, गले में कुछ लॉकेट, सो वी कैन आइडेंटिफाई हु इज मैरिड, हु इज नॉट. So it is some customs they have. We believe in that customs. I am not saying all the, you people you are so intelligent, you identify which customs are good for health, which customs are not good for health, and follow those practices. That's all. पहले लड़की को 5 दिन अलग बिठा देते थे, उसको बाल्टी नहीं उठाने देना है. Madam will tell you, explain you on a health ground. It is very important when we are having a cycle, हमको भारी काम नहीं करना है, हाइजीन में रहना है, साफ सुथरा रहना है, अलग रहना है. So, what are the practices? All the practices are not good. लेकिन what are the practices? What is the scientific reason behind that? That is, you have to identify and which practice is good and relevant in this era, follow that, which is not, just avoid, leave it. लेकिन वो करना है बोल के नहीं करना है कि हाँ कि लड़के कर रहे हैं तो लड़की को भी करना है, लड़की ये कर रही है तो हमको भी करना है. This is my answer. Thank you.
I think I'll be very brief, not too long. I think time is running out. Very briefly, I think that not a long speech. You talked about primary education, I think, I'm telling you, he asked about primary education. So I think that there's a disaster happening in primary education. What I hear in Odisha, also you're from Odisha, in Bengal, that now no exams, as you know, in schools. They go on right till class 10 without any examination. And I have a lot of people working in my place from Odisha. His son is in class 8, doesn't know ABCD, doesn't know how to write. So I think this is a disaster which is happening in primary education, that no exams and they're going on till class 8. So when they go to the final examination in class 9 or 10, they will not pass. So there'll be huge blockade of children, disheartened children not passing. So I think this is something one needs to carefully look into. It's happening in all government schools, which we need to have a look at it. Why abolish the examination system? Without examination, how to evaluate? So I think, and more than that, when you talk of Viksit Bharat, you don't need to be school educated. Have vocational trainings, which will give you a job. You can become electricians, you can become plumbers. So I think vocational training is one of the things which is Viksit Bharat's, one of the main things, is that poverty alleviation through vocational education. So if you look into the Viksit Bharat thing, so I think vocational education is something one need to look into. That is one of the main steps of Viksit Bharat. So that is one thing, I hope I answered that question of yours. Second thing, you asked about menstrual hygiene, basically. You spoke about the hygiene part of it. Menstrual hygiene is extremely important for women, much more than any other hygiene part for men, because as you know that menstrual hygiene gives you a lot of protection for your future life. See, women get AIDS is a major problem, as you know, getting infected by AIDS or any sexually transmitted diseases. Most of the time, women become victims of circumstances. Husbands have AIDS, they get AIDS from them. They can't say no to an AIDS-infected husband that, okay, I'll have nothing to do with you. So women get AIDS. They have sexually transmitted diseases, and the wives get sexually transmitted diseases. Therefore, quite often, women are victims of circumstances. They get AIDS, they get all these kind of education. Now, the thing is, if there's poor menstrual hygiene, then for some reason, the private parts of a woman becomes more exposed, the epithelial cells. But if you have a good menstrual hygiene, for example, general hygiene, including menstrual hygiene, then you are far more protected. Like the chance of your having a close relationship who has AIDS and you are getting infected by AIDS reduces a lot. Therefore, it's very, very important, more than rest. Hygiene is the primary thing for a woman to get protected in a future life from any kinds of disease of the private organs. So it is very, very important. You raised a very, very important issue. I'm very, very grateful to you that you raised it for everybody, that everybody should know that menstrual hygiene and private hygiene for women is extremely, it helps you in better childbirth, not much of lesser childbirth infections, much less than childbirth infections, lesser chance of getting any type of infectious diseases, including sexual transmitted disease, including AIDS. So it is a total and several complications of even after menopause, which comes into women, are far more better because if you had a better hygiene, if you had a better hygiene of the private parts through your life. So I think it's as a boy, you have raised a very important question for girls. It's a very important thing that girls should remember, that please maintain, and my request, please maintain proper hygiene. It's not just for now. All through your life, right up till your end of menopause, you will be protected far more if you have maintained a proper hygiene. So I'm very happy that you asked this question. I had a chance to answer that. And I think, that's why we say men should participate. And these open questions from you are most welcome. Most welcome. Thank you.
So, ma'am, you have a question.
Hello.
Yes.
Well, we are talking about empowerment of women. Hello? So, what I want to say is, see, we form many groups, many NGOs, these, there and all. What I want to say is, among so many people, I always advise people, आप जब देखते हैं आपके बगल में कुछ अन्याय होता है, you try to help them. If everybody does individually, it's not necessary that you do in a gathering. You try to do individually, you help others. It's not necessary that always you go for a gathering or something. My advice is that's what empowering is. Everybody helps one person in their life. So we are helping the community as a whole. That's That's what I want to say. So, please, if you have any problems, please solve. Because my servant maid, she had a problem. 5 years of marriage, husband left her because he's not getting money. He wanted to marry. Then she said, he came and said, what should I do, auntie? I said, you just go and file a divorce. Let him not marry. So still, after 5 years, 6 years, he's still not married. Whenever he wants to marry, I said, you go to the court and fight for it. That's what you should do. Any one person you do in your lifetime help, that's a great help to the society you're doing. Thank you.
So this issue is a very...
I want to add in that, the madam told very good things. So we always remember 3L. Whenever we are in a, whatever position we are, whatever situation we are, whether we are in campus, outside campus, in our village, in home or market, look around. Who needs your help? There are many, many, many people. You are blessed one that you have in this position. There are many, many people. They have no education, no money, nothing. And they are the victim of violence or whatever. So look, the second is listen. And third is link. If you are a student or as a faculty, you don't have time, you are in this, you at least link with the others. We link with the others who can, in a much better way, skillfully, professionally, they can help them. So always, if you try to do something in practical life, you can follow these 3L. Thank you.
So I think we can continue the discussion over lunch. I think there will be a lot of questions. We had a very, very enlightening discussion today, and I'm sure we have a lot of other questions as well. So let us wrap it up here, I think. Archana, if you want to say something.
Yeah, just like to thank both our eminent speakers, because I'm sure we and the others as well, our students learned a lot from both of you, ma'am. And yeah, from different perspectives as well. So I think we can stop now, and maybe if some of the students still have some questions or queries, can talk to our talk to our speakers over lunch and get their queries clarified. With this, we would like to thank both of you, ma'am, for spending so much of time here and enlightening us with your inspiring talks and life stories.
Yes, as our chief guest said, that even if we are struggling in life, one thing we must remember is that believe in yourself, be confident and have a positive attitude. And mostly, whoever it is, try to help them, raise your voice, stand together, not be scared of anyone in the society, and then only we can create a better Viksit Bharat. So thank you, ma'am. We are very much honored to have you with us today. So now I would request Professor Diva Dubey ma'am and Koel Chaudhary ma'am to please give mementos and felicitate our penalties. Next, I will again ask our Deepa Dubey ma'am and Koel Chaudhary ma'am to felicitate our moderators.
Give mementos. Dr. Gayatri Mukherjee and Dr. Archana. Now, I would request Professor Koel ma'am and Deepa ma'am to kindly stay on stage.
Don't felicitate us.
We actually... Ma'am, please go to the center of the stage.
Committee chairperson's idea.
We have this extremely inspirational women in our institute who are our professors, and our Dean ma'am. So I would request our chief guest of honor to felicitate our Professor Koel ma'am and Professor Deepa ma'am. Ma'am, Professor Koel Chaudhary ma'am is the Associate Dean of Student Affairs, and Professor Deepa Dubey ma'am is Dean of Rajiv Gandhi Intellectual Property of and Law School. Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you, ma'am. Now we'll conclude the first session. We'll go on a lunch break.
No, wait, just wait. So now I would request all our institute women employees to come over the dais to have for a photo session. Also the students, yes. All of you, please come over the dais, please. We would like to have a photo session with our eminent guests. No, all of us with you. Yes. So students, you may stand, madam, obviously Lakshmi.